Good fit for the Mets. I mean, of course, my mind's saying, I hope it doesn't happen.
You wanted them to get him a couple of years ago.
I did.
And I was like, nah, I don't want any part of him, especially then.
I did. Bellinger allows, both teams to really operate in a way where I think that where they can have a solid offseason. I don't like what the Yankees did with Grisham. That's
right.
Well on the record, not to revisit that right now. But, by getting Bellinger in Queens, now you upgrade center field, which was horrid last year. You could put him at first. And Pete bounces. To me, we talk about his versatility on defense, but his versatility, which is true, but his defense and his versatility allows both teams to build their roster out in a very reassuring way. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, that's why I'm saying now we have another offseason where last year it was all about the big, new, shiny toy, the most expensive toy in the land with Juan Soto, when it was direct head-to-head Yankees-Mets. We've been down this road before with Yamamoto or maybe Sasaki, whatever it's happened. But I think we're here again, and it didn't feel like that initially because there's just a thought, Bellinger wants to be back with the Yankees, which I still do believe. Mm-hmm. But, hey, money talks.
That's
and
right.
if the Blue Jays are going to be in on him or whatever other teams want to be in on Bellinger, well, then why can't the Mets go pedal to the metal and try to get Bellinger? Or vice versa with the Yankees, why can't they? We mentioned Devin Williams, and it seems like both teams are interested in Devin Williams, at least to a certain extent. Mets are legit interested in Williams. Maybe the Yankees trying to revisit the idea of bringing him back. There have been some reports on that. Well, then what about Diaz? What about Alonso? If the Yankees need a first baseman, you could say that you don't want him, but if it's going to make the team better, I don't think the Yankees ultimately
didn't want Grisham.
Yeah.
And they got him, so
that's exactly
who knows what Cashman wants.
I guess the point is, if we're talking about both teams, either individually or collectively, needing to go all in, both teams have players that are now on the open market that they can use. And you may be trying to steal one team's players away.
This drama is becoming a yearly thing now. Okay, so, again, all in, we know what it means. Now, do I think, and just to work off the term all in, do I think that the Yankees or the Mets, I'm not saying there won't be conversations and flirtations. Do I think the Yankees or the Mets get Kyle Tucker? I do not.
Right.
Do I think the Yankees get Bregman? No. Do I think the Mets have a chance to get Bregman? I do, much more than the Yankees. But I say that, though, because if I don't believe that the Yankees or Mets will really have a realistic shot or appetite for Tucker, 450, 11 years, that's just stupid. He's really good. I don't think he's worth that. Then I've got to stop short of saying all in, unless now you incorporate like a Skubal trade or some other stuff, which is obviously possible, probably more for the Mets. But big picture, back to the Mets, just to focus, I think that the Mets need a massive I'm not saying the Yankees don't need to do good stuff either, but I think the Mets offseason, if Stearns hits a single, I don't think the Mets are a playoff team. If Cashman hits a single, they'll probably get in the playoffs. I think this is a little different. What if Pete bounces? Just envision this scenario. What if Pete goes to Boston? Let's say they go 6 years. They go bonkers. You know what? We got our pitcher, Crochet. We're going to go for Bregman to bring him back. And we got Pete. Red Sox go all in. Pete leaves. Let's say Bellinger re-signs with the Yankees, which I think is highly plausible. And let's say that the Mets whiff on a Skubal trade or the Tigers don't trade him.
Right.
At that point, where's the pivot? The pivot was the big word for the Yankees last year. Didn't quite work out. What's the Mets pivot at that point?
They're going to have to figure it out, obviously. And just hearing you talk right there, it made me think of this simple question. Which team, because both teams need changes, right? We talked about the Yankees a lot yesterday, so we'll talk about the Mets a lot today. We can get both in the mix here, 888-808-1019. Which team do you trust more to go the extra mile or do what's necessary to get them to the next level? Because when you're hearing all the rumors about the Mets are willing to blow it up, and you see some of these names, not that they're major names, but some of the names that have been here, whether it's McNeil, Vientos, Beatty, Senga's on the block. We get more into him in the Mets rotation. Nimmo's on the trading block. I'm getting the sense, and we talked about this yesterday with the Yankees, and I still believe the Yankees, they're not going to let Trent Grisham get in the way of a big offseason, but I'm really confident that the Mets are going to go big this offseason in both trade and free agency. We know they have to, but I'm extremely confident that they are going to when all's said and done.
Okay, now I've got a decent amount of confidence as well, but crazily, and here I am all the time. Cashman comes up. I think I'm always on the poor guy. I actually have more confidence in Cashman and the Yankees. Not that I believe, blindly in Brian Cashman's vision, but I at least know that Brian Cashman always operates with whatever degree of urgency. Now, it's not 100%
Yesterday
urgency.
you were saying you thought the Grisham thing was going to impact their offseason.
No. I know. Okay, so this is not me complimenting Cashman or me sitting here saying I've got profound faith in Cashman. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But until Stearns proves in New York that he is adaptable and gets away from his Milwaukee penny pinching days, I've got to go with the guy who's been here for 30 years and knows how to do bigger things. Like, I think Stearns will change. I do. I think this will be his balance.
I don't want him to change. I don't want him to change. I mean, maybe just open his mind up a little bit to spending big on a starting pitcher, knowing that it is such a glaring need and knowing that it's going to take a few years to build it the way that he would want to build it, meaning draft and develop the young arms before they get here. He's been here 2 years, so that it just can't happen overnight. So I think he's got to change a little bit of philosophy as far as spending on big, high-end pitching, at least in one particular case with the Mets. I don't want him to change, though, what he's done because he's been successful elsewhere.
Fair enough, but think about what you tell him. You don't want you don't want him to change most of the stuff, but you want him to change the pitching stuff, which is what sabotaged the Mets season last year. So if he doesn't change philosophically there, that is a big problem for the Mets. Now, if he does, that's a good thing for the Mets. All I'm saying, again, this is not some ironclad endorsement of Cashman. It's more, all right, Stearns has been here 2 years. We all know Cohen got Soto. We all strongly think that Cohen reacted to the fans clamoring for Pete to come back. I've got to see if Stearns is not completely changing, but if he's growing with the market.
But don't you think that all these rumors and reports that there's at least some truth that the Mets are acknowledging that they need to shake things up quite a bit?
I just need to see it. I absolutely do. I think the Mets are going to make I hate to go, it's too easy, but I think there's going to be a trade that is kind of equivalent, this version of the 83 trade with Keith. I think they're going to have a transformative trade. I've said that. Whether it's a school bull or something else that I don't really see yet or nobody else is really talking about, I do think that the Mets are going to pounce this offseason. All I'm saying is I got to see it.
And do you think the Yankees will do the same?
No, which is my fear from yesterday.
Right.
So it's not a belief because of the Grisham stuff. It's not a belief in the Yankees going all in. It's, and I know this is getting repetitive. Yeah. I just need to see Stearns act like a big market GM.
I'm not saying it's going to make the right moves or not. I'm just saying make the moves. I feel like the Mets are really going to shake things up as they have to. Whereas I believe the Yankees need a big offseason, and I still think they're going to do things outside of the Grisham stuff. Like I think it's comical that fans are going nuts about Grisham and how that's going to prevent them from doing big things. But when you go across the diamond the way that we did yesterday, I'm not getting the sense that the Yankees are going to think big and shake things up to the level that the Mets might, where let's say the Yankees decide to trade Jazz or something like that. That would be the equivalent of what I believe the Mets are trying to do, whether it's Nimmo or Vientos, Beatty, whoever else it may be that they would include. Senga. Like when you think about it with Kodai Senga, and the reports are that the Mets are open to trading him, and a lot of teams are interested in him because of his upside. Mm-hmm. He's not costing a lot of money. When healthy, he's been very good. The Mets desperately need pitching, arguably more than anybody else in the sport.
Oh, God, yeah.
And yet they're willing to trade him. So what does that tell you? It tells you that they know they need a shakeup, and there's something obviously about Senga that they don't love also. Mm-hmm. That's another thing, but they're willing to deal from a area of desperate need, even with a guy that's under team control, that's not, it's cost effective, and he's got high-end potential.
Yeah, if I'm a GM and Stearns calls me and he wants to give me Senga, I'm like, wait a second, you're the GM of the team that couldn't get a starter past 3 innings and you want to trade me one of your starters? Right. I'm a little leery, so I'm with you on that. So, but think about this. There's a big difference between doing a lot of stuff and doing massive things like the McNeil stuff, the Senga stuff, the Beatty stuff, the Vientos stuff, the Acuna stuff, maybe
Nimmo.
Brandon Nimmo stuff. Those names are not getting you the kind of players the Mets need to get to and win a World Series. Where those moves will happen is if they are willing to part with the prospects, and I mean the best ones. Maybe not McLean, unless it's probably not even McLean for a rental for school, even though that's debatable. So that's one philosophy. And by the way, the Yankees have $72 million tied up in Grisham, in LeMahieu, in McMahon, and in Stanton this year. So which is crazy. There's got to be a lot of creativity. I think both GMs are ready to pounce. I also do think whether it's Bellinger or whether it's Devin Williams, Williams, whether it's Alonso, whether it's Diaz. I think, again, they could be vying for the same players. I think it's going to be a pretty nutty offseason, and the Mets need to crush it to win, and the Yankees need to do better than they've been doing to win.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Larry is in Westchester starting us off. What's up, Larry?
Hey, Sal, BT, how you guys doing today?
Good.
What's up, Larry?
Same old, same old. But listen, Sal, I couldn't agree with you more about Bellinger, what you started the show with. The Mets have to absolutely go all out to get him, to put him in center field. That starts to solve a lot of their problems. Again, he's very versatile, good ball player. It's a must-have for the Mets. Now, whether they get him or not, that's a different story. I mean, they could offer more money, but if he wants to go to the Yankees, there's nothing you can do. Another thing that I would do,
and I think that's going to be the case, Larry. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The Mets could say, just like Soto, hey, we want to give him the most money, but if Bellinger just wants to be a Yankee, then there's really nothing that the Mets could do. Mets have to blow him out of the water. I'm not sure they're going to be willing to do that.
Exactly. But the other thing with Devin Williams, if Diaz walks, I want no part of Devin Williams as my closer. If Diaz comes back, he's a good sign for the Mets to bring in the eighth inning. I've seen enough of him with the Yankees to know that he's just too up and down as a closer and does big-time money in him. They have a guy on the roster right now that if Diaz walks, they could start the season as a closer, and that's Clay Holmes. Or the guy from San Diego, Suarez. I understand he's a free agent. But Williams is a closer for the Mets only if they re-sign Diaz. What do you think?
That's a good take. Thanks for the call there, Larry. Sal, do you think that he would get, I don't even want to say Diaz-ish money because he's not, but Devin made, $10 million last year? What kind of contract do you think Devin Williams going to get?
Iglesias just signed with the Braves. What was it, Hoff?
$16 million.
1 year, and 1 year, right? 1 year, $16 million bucks.
Yep. He's 35.
So I would bet that Williams is going to get a little bit longer of a deal than the 1 year.
3 years, maybe?
Yeah, and probably closer to $20 million per year. I mean,
would you want the Mets to do that?
All right, so how about $15 million a year?
So go up to 45 over 3? I guess you could stomach that.
I mean,
sure.
if I'm Williams, Devin Williams' resume was... it
was basically the best in baseball before he came here.
Correct. And then if I'm factoring in what he did here, first year here, obviously had a rough start, but handled adversity pretty well.
Yeah.
Righted the ship. I believe in bullpens being fickle year to year, and a guy I would bet on him having a big bounce back year. He's also open to being an eighth inning guy or a setup guy. So, maybe.
But the money's got to reflect that if he's a seventh or an eighth inning guy.
All right, but
you're not giving somebody $20 million to come in the eighth inning.
But for a guy with his arm, if you're giving 3 years, $50 million for 3 years total?
Yeah, in the neighborhood.
I don't know. You tell me.
Sound outlandish.
See, the difference with Diaz is Diaz could get $20 million, but he's going to get it probably longer. He wants $20 million a year for 5 years.
Correct.
So if that's the high end, then I think Williams is going to be $17 million for 3 years? 16? He's going to get the same as Iglesias, but just 2 more years?
9, 18, 20, 36, 45, 54. It could be about 3 years, 54, maybe a fourth year for almost 70. I guess that's possible.
Maybe that's high end, and if it's lower than that, if Iglesias is how old is Williams? You have the age up here?
I don't. I know Iglesias is 35. What's Devin?
Okay.
32?
You can just
guessing.
Pull up his age here. So he's 31, and Diaz wants 5 years. He wants the same deal they got a couple years ago.
Yeah,
5 years, $100 million.
Which is justifiable.
I know. I still don't love it.
But it's not outrageous to ask for, is what I'm saying.
Correct.
From his point of view.
I would rather invest 3 years or 4 if I could.
Oh, absolutely.
So if you're telling me invest in a closer 5 years, $100 million, or I could invest in Devin Williams on a big bounce back year and get him at a better value.
But what if you're wrong with that bet? Now, I'm kind of with you. I think he would bounce back as well. Do you want to take that risk and have Diaz bounce and have Devin Williams be a mess? And the last checkpoint in the Mets bullpen?
Fair enough. And the idea from the Mets perspective is to get both. That would be the idea. And maybe they're factoring that in. Okay, well, if Williams wants 3 years, hey, maybe it's fewer years and more dollars. Maybe the way he gets more than Iglesias is fewer years. Maybe if he wants more years, 3 or 4 years, then it's $14 million a year.
I know what you're saying.
Say $15 million a year. I would inquire about Williams. I think the Mets are doing the right thing, and I think the Yankees at least entertaining the idea of bringing him back is not a bad thing. Although, because of all the ups and downs, it just doesn't have a good feel.
I think he's gone. I don't think he's back with the Yankees.
I know,
don't
but
think he's back.
I thought I saw a report this morning that I thought it was Rosenthal had. I don't know. Maybe I was reading.
I didn't see that.
No, just that maybe the Yankees at least were showing interest in a possible reunion.
Yeah, I mean, I keep dialogue open. I mean, it's early enough in a hot stove where, if his market's fairly tepid, which I don't think it will be. I think he'll have a fairly robust market. I mean, I may as well keep an iron in the fire. I mean, he did bounce back in New York. He seems to be a good team guy. I mean, geez, you changed your beard policy for the guy.
Yeah.
May as well try to get him back for a second year. The problem is, though, you know what you just. I mean, Diaz is a stud, man, and I would bet on Williams bouncing back as well. But if you bet that and you're wrong, now the bullpen's up in flames. You got a problem that probably destroys the season.
Lawrence is calling from Oklahoma City. What's up, Lawrence?
What's up, guys? How are y'all?
Yeah, not bad.
Hey.
Yeah, man, as a Mets fan, I don't think I've ever felt so much like there's so many parts of a team that are going to be shaken up this year. I don't think anybody is really that safe outside of Lindor and Soto, and that makes things incredibly interesting. I think it's going to be hard to do, and they're going to have to put a lot of youth in there, too, and we're going to have youth perform if we're going to want to do well. So it's just going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets need a big offseason, and thanks for the call, and the Yankees need a big offseason as well. But, you talk about the Mets, at least to me, the idea – now, what they're going to get back – who they're actually going to be able to move. Nimmo may say, no, you know what? I'm good here. I don't want to go anywhere else. Maybe he waives the no-trade clause. Maybe they make it worth as well. Whatever. I don't know how that's going to work. I would just not look at it and say, well, he can't be traded because he has a no-trade clause or because who's going to want him. That's nonsense to me. If the Mets could get somebody in return for Scherzer and Verlander a few years ago, then I think anything is possible. And there is still some value with Brandon Nimmo, especially if you're paying some of it down. And obviously getting him to waive his no-trade clause is a different story, but we'll see. The idea, though, BT, that they would be open to moving all those guys shows me that they have at least the right thought process, not just, hey, let's keep everything intact, like maybe we're fearing the Yankees would do.
Yeah.
The Yankees, let's keep everything intact and Garrett Cole comes back and we're going to be good to go. I don't think that that's the Yankees' thought process. The Mets' thought process can't be, hey, let's bring it all back. Offensively, we'll count on a big bounce back for Alvarez, and maybe he'll stay healthy, or Vientos or Mauricio or Beatty, one of those will pop, and Soto and Alonso and Nimmo and Lindor will all do the same thing, and maybe we'll find a center fielder, but all we really need to do is add the pitching, and then we'll be better. That's the wrong thought process. So the right thought process would be, hey, we won 83 games. Everything is open for business, whether it's trading Nimmo, trading McNeil, trading Beatty, trading Vientos, trading Senga, signing new bullpen guys, letting Pete go, bringing Pete back. It all should be open.
Including trading the kids, because those are the ones. Just making sure. Yeah. Me too.
Well, that's a different. To me, that's a different thing. It should be a known thing. Like to get Skubal, you're not.
I know. You're not going to get McNeil and Senga for Skubal.
To me, it's addition by subtraction. Get rid of the guys who were inconsistent and haven't performed. I'm tired of waiting on it. When's Beatty going to produce? When's Vientos going to produce? Are they going to be relied upon? Well, Vientos' power, he could play next year.
No.
Had it down year, could play. Well, Beatty showed some signs.
What about Alvarez? Here we go again. Come on. Are you the real deal or not, buddy?
McNeil, one year he hits 340 and wins the batting title, and the next year he's hitting 240. Yeah, he's hurt. He's kicking helmets. He's like, I'm just tired of it. Nimmo, same thing. Nimmo had a good, productive, solid year. Wasn't good enough. He's not good defensively. He's only going to get slower and older and start to decline. Move on from him. It can help you build the team better. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, coming up, I got something for you. I have actually mapped out what I perceive to be a grand slam Mets offseason.
Okay.
I want to give it to you. There's 4 components to it, and I want you to rate the level of plausibility in your mind that the Mets could actually pull this off. This would actually get them to the World Series.
Your calls when we come back. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Sumo! No, look, BT, 3 exclamation points.
Listen, you better follow the copy there, Sal.
Sumo! World Championship Sumo.
Is it in bold and italicized as well, or no?
No italicized. The biggest show makes its debut at the historic Westchester County Center on January 30th. Witness World Championship Sumo live at the County Center in White Plains for a fun Friday night for family and friends. Does sound fun. I've never been to a sumo thing. I'd check that out.
Yeah,
sumo wrestling. Celebrate the world's oldest sport. Sumo makes the biggest holiday gift. Tickets are on sale tomorrow, 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. World Championship Sumo returns to New York on January 30th at the Westchester County Center.
This week on The Fan.
Keep listening for your chance to score a pair to see Motley Crue at the PNC Bank Art Center, July 31st. Tickets go on sale Friday, 9 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Brought to you by Live Nation. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
We're counting down to Black Friday savings. It's the Countdown to Black Friday at Nielsen Dodge. Hundreds of vehicles in stock with big savings off MSRP. Your countdown to the hottest deals is on now.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4, just $199 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Altitude X 4x4, just $224 a month.
We all know it's the biggest sale of the year, and Nielsen's going bigger than ever. You can count on 0 down payment, plus up to $1,500 over book value for your trade, and the credit help you need.
On Route 10 in East Hanover, online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
The countdown is on. Don't miss out.
At Nielsen, Friday's in the driver's seat.
Black Friday sales event. With approval term 24 months due. It's signed Cherokee 5794, Cherokee L 5819, add tax tag 498 dock and DMV fees.
Since January 2022, the City of New York has awarded $24 billion in contracts to MWBEs, the most of any U.S. city or state in the nation. Build your business with the City of New York by going to nyc.gov/MWBEs.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison. And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing it in the car during the holidays.
I do love that. We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Everyone from 1 to 116 would love Chick-fil-A's chicken nuggets.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done. With precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way. With a dedication to lasting quality. Trusted performance and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network is expensive? Nada que ver. Bring in a bill from AT&T or T-Mobile to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. ¿Y ahora? ¿Qué vas a hacer with all those unwanted bills? Pues, how about a full-scale origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Fuera de broma. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to your local Verizon store in New York City today and we'll give you a better deal for you and tu familia. Rankings based on RootMetrics root score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Requires postpaid consumer mobile bill from T-Mobile or AT&T dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Hey, New York sports fans, this is Chris Hodge from TakingVegas.com and the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. We hit the under last week, Jets, Patriots. Let's hit again on Thursday night. Text the word WIN to the number 545454. Text the word WIN to the number 545454. Buffalo, Houston, Thursday night is absolutely free on the text line. Again, let's keep it real. Come Sunday, the Jets are playing the Ravens. The Giants are playing the Lions. That's a combined loss of about 89 points between the two teams. Fans of those two teams are going to be absolutely miserable come Sunday night. So let's make some money on Thursday night. Absolutely free. Text the word WIN to the number 545454. That's text the word WIN to the number 545454. Buffalo, Houston for Thursday night free. Plus, check out the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast.
Tune into the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan. Presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants.
Hey guys, if you're ready to pop the big question, discover why 5 generations have purchased their diamonds from H.L. Gross Jewelers of Garden City. Since 1910, the Gross family has been the place Long Island gets engaged, and where you'll find all the latest styles and rings and a huge selection of GIA certified diamonds. Save yourself all the hassle and come to H.L. Gross, where you'll get the guaranteed best price as well as the best education and guidance in picking out the perfect ring. H.L. Gross Jewelers, Long Island's premier bridal ring store at 840 Franklin Avenue in Garden City or at hlgross.com.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Embrace the spirit of the season in comfort and style. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is here. Your moment to make dreams come true at Mercedes-Benz of Edison. With over 500 vehicles to choose from, including the versatile GLC and GLE SUVs, there's the perfect holiday gift for the one you love. Enjoy legendary Ray Cattina customer service and see why Mercedes-Benz of Edison was named the 2024 Mercedes-Benz Dealership of the Year by Cars.com. Celebrate the season in true luxury at Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT's out back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. All right, go ahead. Hit me with this thing that you have here with the Mets free agency.
All right, so to me, this is a home run plan, home run blueprint for the Mets to get to and to win a World Series.
This is
here.
your blueprint.
Yes.
Okay, and you're just going to see if I like the
I think I'd be surprised if you don't like it. I'm more, obviously, if you don't, I want to hear that. But I also want to hear more so what level of possibility you think it is for the Mets to actually do this and achieve all these things. A lot of moving parts.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, first thing, let me lay it all out before you hit me with your reaction. Number one, you trade for Skubal. Number one. Number two, you sign Ranger Suarez or you sign Dylan Cease. I know you're not a huge Cease fan, so I'm sure you'll get back to that. You sign one of those two guys. Then you re-sign Pete, okay? And then, where it gets a little dicey, and we'll see how much the Mets really mean business, you sign one of the following. You sign either Bellinger, Tucker, or Bregman. So, again, you trade for Skubal. You sign Suarez or Cease. You bring back Pete. You get either Bellinger, Tucker, or Bregman. And by the way, before you shoot down the Cease stuff, which you might, you go into the season with a rotation of Skubal is your ace, McClain is your second because you're not giving up in the Skubal. That's Tong, Sproat, whatever. And Cease as your third. Go ahead. What's your response?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that would be great. Now, I don't know how realistic it is. First of all, we got to find out if Detroit's going to move Skubal. I still think that they're going to because they kind of have to. It would be stupid to keep him. So let's say that they do make Skubal available. If Skubal gets traded, it better be to the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he gets traded and it's anywhere other than the Mets, we're going to have a problem. That's
on Stearns at that point.
That's
all Stearns.
I mean, that's a major issue. Stearns and Cohen got to figure that one out. I mean,
but that's more Stearns. There's no money involved. Like that's got to be Stearns. You're not going to have an extension.
Well, it is money involved when you're talking about knowing that you're going to have to pay him probably close to $400 million, if not over $400 million in a year.
But you have no doubt Cohen's going to do that. Neither do I. So it's more about getting him there. Cohen's going to cut that check for Skubal.
Well, I mean,
he's going to cut that check.
Also, the conversation is going to come down to, hey, is it worth trading McClain plus for 1 year of this guy when we could just, if we're going to give him $400 million anyway, we could just wait. That to me is such a big trade that you're going to have to get the Kings' approval on that one. I'm not saying he would or wouldn't. I have no idea. But yes, if he becomes available, I mean, the Mets didn't get involved on Soto. Yankees did. They were aggressive. They got to the World Series because of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get stuck with Trent Grisham now for $22 million because of it. But no, the Yankees go to the World Series because of it, and then the Mets just waited a year, didn't give up anything, and sign him.
All right.
So I just don't know that.
Okay.
Anyway, Suarez would be the guy that I want. I have zero interest in Dylan Cease.
Okay.
Zero. And here's why. To me, he's just another dude. Like, he's better than Clay Holmes or David Peterson.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a true number one.
He's not. He doesn't have to be under the scenario. That's the beauty.
Well, under this scenario, I guess, I still think there's going to be an overpay there. I have no interest in Michael King. I have no interest in Dylan Cease. I would go Suarez and Framber Valdez would be my two big free agents. Now, I'm not saying both. I'm saying I don't even want Valdez, but at least you could say, all right, well, they got Valdez. Suarez would be my first. Valdez would be my second choice. So one of those two guys.
Okay.
I do think it's imperative they bring Pete back because if not, now you have so much work to do especially that Pete's open to being a DH.
Yeah.
If he's open for being a DH, to me, there's no excuse not to bring him back.
And if you lose him, the diminishment of power is a massive issue. And if you don't get a Tucker or something like that, I don't know how you really, unless you get Schwarber.
Well, you could.
And now you got a lot to do.
You could, but now Schwarber's locked in at DH, and there's no flexibility there.
Yeah.
If you're going to pay Schwarber, why not just pay Pete?
Yeah, that's true.
Who at least can play first. Yeah, Schwarber's the better. Yeah. Schwarber's the better home run hitter, but Pete's proven in New York, and he can play at least a little first. There's more value there as opposed to Schwarber, who he's locked in at DH. You can't use that spot anywhere else. I don't think, because of that reason, I don't think the Mets are going to be interested in Schwarber.
Yeah, he's played like 15 games in the field the last couple of years, so he's a complete DH at this point.
You're not going to pay, what's he going to get?
4 years.
Okay, for what, 27, 28 million a year, something like that?
Yeah, he's going to get over 100 mil.
I would not do that. I love the bat.
Yeah.
I think the time to get him was 3 years ago.
Yeah, you said that before, the last time. Okay, I got you.
So, and if I'm going to pay somebody, I would pay Pete. So anyway, if Pete is open to DH, which the reports are he is, there is no excuse to me for the Mets to draw the line anywhere. I get that it's getting ridiculous when you start thinking of you're going to give him $200 million, but yeah, I mean, whatever the market says, that means somebody else is willing to pay it. You should then bring Pete back. And if you don't, then you better make sure you get Bellinger, and you probably need Tucker on top of that. Like, it can't be... I don't think the Mets could bring back both Pete and Nimmo and make their team better defensively.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's why I'm saying I think there's a better chance. I said this last night on Sportsline on SNY. I think there's a better chance the Mets move on from Nimmo and keep Pete than the easy thought of, well, Pete's not signed, he's going to walk, and the Mets would be stuck with Nimmo because he can't be traded. I think that they know they'd be better off investing the money that they invested in Nimmo in Pete instead.
Yeah, but you got to get somebody to bite on Nimmo, and if it's not the Rockies, I'm not saying nobody would. He's got power, and I get it.
I mean, get
him in the right ballpark.
He's a good offensive player.
He's fine. He's above average.
And it's not like he's making a ton of money. I think he's got 6 years left.
20-something.
Okay, so it's about okay. I mean,
I got it. I don't disagree.
I think that there's value there. I think the hardest part would be getting him to accept it. But if it's to maybe his hometown team, the Rockies.
Or maybe the Angels, something else out west, closer to Colorado. All right, so the Skubal thing is tricky because you can't control it.
Right. Okay, so my counter to you.
Go ahead.
What if Skubal's not available? Now what?
Well, now you've got to get I think you've got to get a combination of Suarez. I like Cease more than you. Suarez and Valdez. And then you have
two of those top free agents.
You got to. And by the way, the whole thing, and I know why you say that. Like, he's been a little bit banged up. And I know Dylan Cease is not a 1A on a World Series type of team. I get that. But Dylan Cease and Michael King, guys like that, if they were taking the ball last summer when the Mets were, really, when they were hemorrhaging and you're getting 2 1/3, 1 inning, 3 innings, like the Mets may have been a playoff team. And Dylan Cease, I don't love him either. I agree with you. You realize, though, and I didn't even really fully realize this until I double-checked this morning, he has had 5, not 1, 2, 3, 5 straight seasons of at least 32 starts. So he takes the ball every 5 days and 5 straight years of 200 strikeouts.
Sadly, I look at that.
That's pretty good.
You know what I think, though, when I look at that? Because I'm a big law of averages guy.
What?
I look at that and say, he's probably due for an injury. You know what I'm saying? When a pitcher's throwing, he's going to be 30. He's already given you, to your point, 165, 184, 177, 189, 168.
Look at the starts made. I mean, 32, 33, 32, 32, 33. That's a horse.
What do you think he's going to get?
I don't know. His contract is I don't have much of a feel for what he's going to ask for or get.
His ERA last year was
4 change.
I know. 4.5. I know. Career 3.88. That to me is a good third or fourth starter.
Would he have been better than Manaea last year? That's where it's got to start.
I think you might have been better than Manaea last year.
All right, but I mean, I'm not available. Cease might be. or desired at this point, I'm not.
Sports Talk on the Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. Now streaming on Paramount Plus, it's the return of Landman. I got to tell you, all this talk about Landman, reading these readings.
Jump into it?
Well, no, I'm excited to jump into it. I'm intrigued now by it. Boomer talking about it like it's a great show. I'm into it. From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Yellowstone, Academy Award winner Billy Bob Thornton. He is back, featuring Academy Award nominees Demi Moore, Andy Garcia, and Sam Elliott. Landman, new season now, streaming only on Paramount Plus.
That's a sick cast. There you go. All right, we'll get back to the calls. I'm curious how Met fans react to that possible home run proposal. Number 1, would you want it? Number 2, can they make it happen? The Skubal stuff, the Suarez stuff, the C stuff, re-sign Pete. and then get either Belly, obviously, Tucker or Bregman. All right, so let me tell you guys, Cash App is built for the city. You've got built-in security that's rock solid, Face ID, scam warnings, 24/7 chat support. Let's face it, it's like having a bodyguard for your money. We all work too hard to maybe have anything slip through a crack here financially. So all you got to do is download the Cash App today. Use code WFAN. Send $5 to a buddy. And within 14 days, Cash App's going to send $10 back to you. So you hook up your boy, and then Cash App hooks up you or your girl. Cash App's a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank. Member FDIC. Direct deposit, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Let's get to the Sports Minute. Odyssey Sports Minute brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety. Make the right choice. Don't drive impaired.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. As Buffalo visits Houston tonight, the question is, can the Texans' #1 defense corral Josh Allen, who's coming off of a 6-touchdown performance? Texans backup Davis Mills has led his team back into contention by winning 2 straight, but this could be the season's ultimate test for the 5-5 Texans. I do sense a Houston upset, folks. Let's say 23-20. Enjoy the game on Boomer Esiason.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
Town Fair Tire honors any valid rebates, manufacturers or competitors' rebates. Yes, even any competitors' rebates. And we give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel, because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To get in on this action on Thursday, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last TD of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/BT to take a shot at the jackpot. FanDuel.com/BT, and that is your shot to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, also the official partner of us here at WFAN. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct pick or last TD pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
This is Commissioner Idanis Rodriguez from the New York City Department of Transportation. Every time you're driving or riding, you make choices. They may feel small, like speeding or trying to beat the light. But the choices you make can have life-changing consequences for yourself and others. And in that moment, you'll wish you could take it back. One choice can change everything. You can't rewind a crash.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
At Straight Talk, we know the holidays are your time to say
yes.
So why put up with a wireless company that makes you say
out of data?
Or
no service here?
Switch to Straight Talk and say yes to real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network covered by Verizon. And with a free 5G phone when you activate select plans, someone else in your family can say yes! Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Based on RootMetrics State of 5G Report, United States 1H 2025. Experiences may vary. Not an endorsement of Verizon. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Speaking stuff back on the Fan, we'll get some calls here, 888-808-1019. One thing that I want to follow up on that we talked about earlier in the week, remember I said I was alerting you to the text that we got throughout the course of the show about the invite to A-Rod's Christmas party?
Oh, yeah. Actually, Alex was texting me yesterday about Grisham.
Okay. What'd he say about that? Can we share that, or you don't want to?
Not enthused.
Okay.
Let's put it that way. Not overly enthused.
Ooh, I like it.
And then he actually said, "Did you guys?" I guess he couldn't listen to the show yesterday.
Yeah.
He's like, "Did you and Sal get into the Grisham stuff?" I'm like, "It was topic 1A." I'm like, "I crushed him."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I got to go back and listen on the free Odyssey app."
Yeah,
dude,
there you go.
Alex like a P1. It's crazy.
Have you watched his show yet? I did not mean to bring it up
yet because of the stupid new remote and the QR code. That's a long story.
So tonight, I think's the finale. I'm really into it. But anyway, why I brought this up is because his cousin texted us about the party, asking for our emails. And now, every day since, I'm like, refreshing the email, waiting to get the invite. You haven't gotten the invite yet, have you?
Maybe you're part of it. No, I'm just kidding. I have not get it yet. Have you checked the spam? Because that sometimes happens.
Yeah, dude. I'm into it.
All right, don't be desperate, dude. I'm
not desperate.
This is your first date here.
Here's the thing. I'm not desperate. I mean, there's a chance I can't go, honestly.
I could have a St. John. I don't know when it is. I could have a St. John's game. I hear you. I'd like to get it. Come on. A-Rod, Nick, send us the email.
I've got stuff going on, too. But let's see, wife's birthday party, A-Rod's Christmas party. I mean, something's got to give. No, but I just want to know when. I want to know some details on it.
I do, too.
You
think Big Poppy's hanging? Like, is it that kind of party? It's got to be the A-listers, right? Well, then if they're bringing us, maybe not. Maybe this is the C-list party. The A-lister, we're not getting invited to.
It'll be like Bruce Beck. Probably Dave Sims, Susan Waldman will be there. I would think, Michael Kay.
Louis Soho instead of Jeets.
No, but I keep refreshing, waiting to get that email out. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808. If you get one, just let me know, all right?
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I learned. I got you.
It must have gone to your spam. I didn't know.
I got it. I promise I'll let you know.
Frank is in Bayonne. What's up, Frank?
Frankie.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How are we?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
35, 40 degrees. I am excited that we're talking about baseball right now.
Yep.
My only point to this is, though, both teams, Yankees, Mets, I'm a Yankee fan. We keep bringing up the same names or cycles over and over. for both teams. I'm sick of seeing the same guys. Let's bring somebody else in and make something happen.
You're talking about bullpen? You're talking about bullpen or overall? In the bullpen? Yeah. Well, Bednar, you don't like Bednar? Hold on. You don't like Bednar? You don't think Diaz is really good?
No, that's not the point.
Okay, well, what is the point?
They're just recycling back and forth.
But if they're good, you're not recycling.
Another guy in here.
Yeah, but if hold on.
Frank. He's talking about the closers for both teams, you're saying, Frank?
Yeah, closers, some of the bullpen. Look, even Soto at the end of the day. I know he was the big prize, but you're just going back and forth. Let's bring some other guys in here and see what they got. At the end of the day, neither team is winning. Playoffs, great. We play for the World Series.
Frank, this is an interesting call, Frank.
I'm just a little confused. Explain to me what you're talking. So, what do you want them to do then?
You want Dave Rigetti?
Yeah.
I would. No, I don't want Dave Rigetti. All I'm saying is, all right, Diaz. Yes, he is probably the best name out of all the bullpen pitchers we're talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you going to bring? Devin Williams to the Mets, Diaz to the Yankees. This one back and forth. You had a couple years ago the center fielder back and forth from the Yankees to the Mets.
Dude, what are you doing? Are you running? Why are you breathing like you're dying?
Yeah, I'm actually working out.
There you go. Okay. We got a bad phone line there, Frank, and thanks for the call.
I don't know, Frank. I mean, I understand like what it's like a coaching search or certain times you're like, this recycled name, like I think maybe the way you kind of view Mike Brown, like a little bit, right, loosely translated. I understand that's a little frustrating, but when you're a stud, now I'm going to focus on Diaz. Forget about Devin Williams. When you're a stud, you're New York proven. Why are you going to reinvent the wheel? Just bring him back.
I think, though, I understood Frank's point now, finally. He is tired of seeing guys switch uniforms in this town. Like, the Mets keep getting former Yankees. Maybe then the Yankees would be in our theory of the Yankees getting Diaz.
Yeah, but if they're some of the best players in baseball, is that a bad thing?
Well, but that's kind of why we started the show the way that we did. Some of the top free agents in the sport right now are, whether it's Bellinger with the Yankees, whether it's Alonso and Diaz with the Mets, are Mets and Yankees, and each team could use each other's players. But to Frank's point, it does. It has happened often. Like even now, the Mets are interested in Devin Williams. Last year it was Clay Holmes. Obviously Soto. Now Soto's a different animal. But yeah, I mean the Mets. Here's the thing: the Mets and Yankees both have really good players. The Mets and Yankees both want really good players. So when players become free from the Mets and Yankees, each team might have interest in each other's free agent players.
You left out one part. Both teams don't have enough really good players to win.
Right, so they still have more needs.
Yes.
Right, if the Yankees were on lock, if they had a loaded roster, we wouldn't be talking about who they might
Mets. Need. Yeah, that's what we'd be saying. But, might have to steal some people from you.
If the Mets had a center fielder, they wouldn't need Cody Bellinger. But they do. Mike is calling from Smithtown. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's up, boys? How you doing?
Good. What's up?
I'm so unsure or unclear about this whole. I know BT believes it. I believe it too. But of the whole CBA, the whole lockout, what happened? I'm just very curious.
What do you mean? We don't know anything yet. You're talking about what happens if what? If there's a lockout?
Yeah. What happens with contracts? Anything what is you guys' take on that?
Well, I think it's going to happen. I mean, I've been saying that for a while. You can't sign players. There's a freeze on activities. I think your big question would be the contracts, right? So if the players strike, they don't get paid. If you're locked out, you do get paid, right? And you get paid. If you're locked out by the owners, you get paid.
I don't believe so.
Are you sure? Really?
What would they be getting paid for?
Well, but
if they're locked out, that means we can't come to an agreement. That's it. The sport is on lock. Nobody's getting paid. There's a work stoppage.
No, I understand that. But think about the difference between a strike versus a lockout. When players strike, they are proactively saying, I refuse to work for you based under these CBA or these conditions, meaning I'm willingly relinquishing my paycheck.
But the owners aren't going to say, let's lock out and still pay everybody. Hoff, what'd you just say in my ear there?
No, but they one second.
Players do not get paid during a lockout.
They don't. Okay. They don't. Wow. I'm wrong there. I
mean, it's just a work stoppage. Doesn't matter whose side. It's just a work stoppage. So the owners are saying in this particular case, we can't come to a collective bargaining agreement. Therefore, we are locking you out. The sport is being shut down. Nobody's getting paid.
Let me see here. All right, so this is less important.
Which is why, like, Grisham, to me, made no sense accepting that offer, because if there is a work stoppage, he's not getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to have to wait a whole year without getting paid and then hit free agency again, as opposed to being locked up for, let's say, 3 years. And if he didn't get paid the second year because of the work stoppage, he would have a guaranteed third year in place.
Yeah. Let's see here. First work stoppage, 94. This is going back a couple of years here. Yeah, I mean, Hop, there you go. I was always in the assumption that there was some sort of differentiating factor between players saying, we're not working versus the, like, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so clearly I misidentified that. But if our bosses said something like that, like that's, I mean, I would think that there would be legal recourse, because you can't just lock out a station and not pay people and not pay mortgages. I don't know.
If there's a lockout or a strike, the last thing I'm going to be worried about is players' contracts, because my ass will be at Home Depot or something, because who knows what's going to happen with baseball night in New York. What about sports talk? Like, we'd be in, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We need these games here. Enough is enough. We went through the pandemic. Like, I mean, come on. Baseball can't be that selfish. They can't be pigs. I actually think, I really firmly believe this, and I love baseball more than anybody. You know, you and I talk about it all the time. It's our favorite sport. We'll talk baseball during a segment, BT and I. Then we go to break, and we talk about how much we just love talking about that segment, because it felt great because we're talking baseball. That's how much we love to talk baseball.
True.
I know football's king, and we get into the Knicks and all that stuff, but we love baseball. I don't think, me as a fan, forget about sports talk job, me as a fan, I do not believe I won't survive a strikeout or, a lockout or a strike. I would be that turned off and disgusted by the greedy pigs in the sport if they did that again to the fans, on top of what happened during the pandemic, where we desperately needed them to keep our mind off of the real-life nonsense that we were dealing with. They were greedy then, and if they do it again, to me, I don't believe that I would be alone. There's other stuff to do in the world. I'm sorry. And people have a short attention span nowadays anyway. People get caught up in other stuff. Like, there's other stuff going on in the world than to be on your hands and knees the way that we are for baseball, begging them to come back like 1995. I'm sorry. Things have changed. I think that they are maybe underestimating the damage it can do.
I would love to agree with you.
You don't think so? You think fans will come back?
Just talking for myself, I have a baseball-crazy 10-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter who plays softball. Once I can sit here and say, hey, I won't go. I won't buy Yankee tickets. I won't buy jerseys. We won't do this. We won't that. Fine. As soon as they come back, kids are happy. Games are on.
But it's always baseball.
I'd be all in.
It's always baseball. These issues aren't happening with the NFL.
Well, they did in the NBA back in the day. Remember, Ewing got ridiculed for saying, we've got to be able to pay for our mansions. Like, he said something really stupid.
In recent years,
labor strife in every sport.
I'm talking about recent years. Baseball's the one that's continually how many other sports have missed games in the last 30 years?
Because it's not many. Because it's the worst economic structure. Because think about this. In the NFL, it doesn't matter if you're up in Buffalo, which is a very small market, or you're in Jacksonville, or you're in New York, New Jersey, or Dallas. It's all equal. You get the TV revenue. We do this, and you get a little piece of the pie. And I know that there's revenue sharing in baseball, but the difference financially. Even hockey is much more fair. The Memphis Grizzlies get a cut of what the Knicks get and the Celtics get and the Lakers get. So it is the worst system, which is why I think we see more stoppages in baseball.
BT and Sal on the Fan. More your calls when we come back. We'll work in some Jackson Dart conversations, some Knicks as well. 888-808-1019.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on the Fan 1019 FM.
Over and over again, the Giants have leads in the fourth quarter. Whether it's a double-digit lead or a 2-point lead, the Giants have leads. It's on the defense to make plays, and I'm starting to hear the defensive players themselves get frustrated that Shane Bowen is not putting them in positions to have success.
Listen to Evan and Tiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Football season is here, and just like winning teams, your engagement should be all about the best. So if you're ready to pop the big question this season, why not visit the experts at London Jewelers? With top-notch professionals and cutting-edge technology, London Jewelers can help you select or even design the absolute perfect ring. So whether you're starting over or starting new, let the professionals at London Jewelers be a part of your journey. Visit any one of their convenient 6 locations across New York and New Jersey. London Jewelers, serving you and your family since 1926.
Sunday no longer a fun day? We've got specialists for that. Walking the dog, unleash, knee pain. We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Boomer here. You know, keeping your gut healthy is the key to feeling good every single day. I've been using Terra Origin's Healthy Gut Powder now, and it really does make a difference.
I gave it a try too, Boomer. Now it's nice and quiet in there.
That's because it's packed with the probiotics and nutrients that help keep everything running smooth, more energy, better focus, you know, the whole deal.
Terra Origin also makes on-the-go stick packets, which are super convenient.
So head over to TerraOrigin.com to find the formula that works best for you.
At the 5-yard line, handoff, Breece Hall finds a crease, runs left, he's into the end zone for a Jet touchdown. Jets fans, clear the runway and be at MetLife Stadium for Week 13 as your New York Jets take on the Atlanta Falcons. Sunday, November 30th at 1 p.m., presented by New Jersey Lottery. Join us as we celebrate First Responders Day. Don't miss your chance to be at the game. Lock in your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Kohl's has 20% off gifts that are so good, your family might think you read their minds. Check off your list now with cozy, thoughtful, and stylish gifts that will make them say, oh, how did you know? Yep, with these presents from Kohl's, you're going to leave them feeling impressed and convinced that you're a psychic. Shop Kohl's for an extra 20% off gifts that are the perfect fit. Select styles. Offer ends November 22nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Beware the holiday buffering.
Who are you?
The ghost of internet past here to slow down right when your guests arrive.
Not this year. We got Verizon's 100% fiber optic home internet. Scored a limited time offer for $20 a month and locked in the price for 3 years.
Fios home internet. That's scary fast.
Now we can all stream, video chat, and game at the same time. So bye.
Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch to Fios home internet today. Fios 300 megabits per second plan at $20 a month with autopay. Any Verizon mobile phone plan and bonus discount. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for my home customers. Terms apply.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So, there's this guy, Paul Rivera, grew up in the Bronx. Made some mistakes, but eventually becomes one of those hard-working citizens who keep our city going. But he gets pulmonary fibrosis, and his only hope is a lung transplant. When one hospital, Montefiore Einstein, get him a new lung, and they give him a new life. Right. Everyone in his neighborhood is like,
They give that guy a new lung or a new motor.
the story, Mr. Giamatti. Well, you ought to know, Mr. Rivera, you lived it.
Everyone loves a comeback. Montefiore Einstein, national leader in transplant.
Embrace the spirit of the season during the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration and make dreams come true at Mercedes-Benz of Edison. With over 500 vehicles to choose from, you'll find the perfect holiday gift for the one you love. Celebrate the season in true luxury at Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
Wake up with Boomer and Geo. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Brought to you by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Week 12 in the NFL opens up tonight with the Bills and the Texans in Houston. We will have it for you on The Fan. Sunday games for the Jets and the Giants. Both teams playing at 1 o'clock. The Jets will be in Baltimore Sunday. And of course, Lamar Jackson did not practice yesterday. John Harbaugh would not get into the details, though we do expect him to play Sunday. The Giants will be in Detroit. Still no decision on Jackson Dart there. The Knicks beat the Mavericks 113-111 as Jalen Brunson was back from injury, scored 28 points. Karl Anthony Towns a solid game. Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart 16 apiece, and a big finish to this game for Landry Shamet. Here was Jalen Brunson, so they made the plays down the stretch.
I think we played together. I think prior to that, it was non-existent. Mine was non-existent, and able to turn around a little bit. But just sticking together, most important on the defensive side of the ball, especially with 5 minutes left.
Did not get a look at Cooper Flagg, the Mavericks rookie, did not play because of illness. The Knicks will be in Orlando on Saturday. NHL tonight, the Devils skate in Florida, the Rangers in Colorado, and the Islanders are in Detroit. This report brought to you by Ray Cattina, Mercedes-Benz of Edison, and by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Current temperature brought to you by World Championship Sumo. The biggest show makes its debut at the Westchester County Center on January 30th. Witness World Championship Sumo live at the County Center for a fun Friday night with family and friends. Sumo makes the biggest holiday gift. Tickets on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. 42 degrees in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN. Now streaming our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. The BT and Sal show on the Fan, presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Football Giants. You want to do dart here? Do you want to do some basketball? Or you want to just get back to the calls and continue the baseball conversation? Up to you.
You know what? Let's keep rolling with the baseball. We're going to have to be very judicious here in how we split up our time because a couple of things I want to get off my chest from the Knicks last night. That was a wretched watch. I watched the whole game.
Dude.
It was rough, rough, and definitely got to get into some darts. So let's go baseball a little bit more. We'll get to the other stuff.
All right, and we started the show talking about just the free agent pursuit from both the Mets and Yankee perspective. Obviously, we know each team needs more, and in some cases, each team needs a common player like Cody Bellinger. The reports out there, the both teams are showing interest in Devin Williams. Mets seemingly a little bit more interest in Devin Williams, with the Yankees interested in a reunion, and just the offseason overall. Mets trying to trade potentially everybody. They're open for business. Yankees, the only move so far, bringing Trent Grisham back. Joey Clams is in Brooklyn. What's up, Joey Clams?
Hey, like Uncle Junior says, next time you come heavy, you don't come at all.
I love that line. I'm due for a rewatch. Sopranos rewatch soon.
Joey, I got a question for you. Joey, hold on. Did you have the makings of a varsity athlete or no?
100%. I played ice hockey for Tarnville High School in Staten Island. Came in second in the state in 1982.
I don't think you got it. I got you.
Titles.
All right. Attaboy.
Yeah, well, he don't. What do you call it? The Yankees, after Judge in the 2 spot, who's your righty bats? You got no righty sticks except for Stanton, who's going to be a part-time player, 60 to 80 games.
Yeah.
You need a righty stick either at first, third, or short.
It's a big problem.
What's going on?
Caballero, maybe
Bellinger's not going to help you now.
No, maybe you bring back. No, they need Bellinger, but no, they got to get more balance. Maybe you bring back Rosario. Obviously, Caballero's going to get a first shot at shortstop with Volpe down. I'm just saying. I mean, no, I'm kind of agreeing with you. They went from predominantly right-handed, which was a massive problem in that stadium, to left-handed, which is also a problem. So it's a problem.
Well, BT, that was Cashman when he decided that he was changing the game of baseball, when he said lefties were going to be outlawed in baseball, and he went with the whole righty team, and in the playoffs they struck out 14, 15 times a game.
Yeah.
And you know what, Alphonse? The polar bear looks good right now in the Yankee uniform, balancing out that lineup.
Now, why don't, and thanks for the call, Joey Clams, always good stuff with you. Now, the Yankees, it has been reported that the Yankees have no interest in Pete Alonso, okay? But let's just, we're doing sports talk. We're not reporting anything. Let's just have the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If you need right-handed power, and which they do.
Yes.
And for me, I would look to move on from Giancarlo. We talked about that a million times. You could replace that power with Pete. You don't have a first baseman. He would be essentially replacing Goldschmidt, who didn't give you much. I know Pete's not a good defender, which is in part why you don't want him, but you're telling me the Yankees wouldn't be built better, let's say, if they trade for Kwan and sign Pete Alonso? Look at that lineup, and there's some balance there.
I'd rather get Bregman at third and kind of roll the dice at first base with Rice, who I think will hit for a higher average than Pete. Never going to be that.
You're going to have to get another option at first base anyway. It can't just be Ben Rice.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know who that's going to be. Think of like a Lyle Overbay type from back in the day, or Doug Minkiewicz. I'm with you. Somebody who could just pick it and maybe play once a week, preferably a righty, so you have a little versatility. Yankees also need a righty catcher to back up Wells. Listen, everything that I say about Pete pertaining to the Mets, it applies to the Yankees. Now, and think about this. You've always talked about the abundance of Yankee power, which is the one thing that they have.
Right.
So if they had an absence of power, which they don't, then maybe I would be a little bit more open to it. But that's the one thing they've got in spades is power. So why do I want to bring in a guy who's going to be a liability at first base?
Great question. Because I would be looking to move some of the power, like Jazz and his 30-plus home runs. Move on from him. Give me a guy like Clement with Toronto. Again, not him specifically, but somebody like that that's not going to hit with power, but it's going to put the bat on the ball and give me good defense at second base. Move on from Giancarlo, who plays half the season, and even when he does play, he's a strikeout machine, can't run the bases. The power is a wash at worst from Giancarlo to Pete. Pete plays every single day and is more flexible than Giancarlo because he can run the bases and he can play first base. So I know the Yankees aren't going to do it, but to me, their team would be built better if they traded Jazz, let's say, for something else, got a contact hitter to play second base, moved on from Giancarlo, gives them more flexibility, signed Pete to replace the power. He could play some DH, play a little first, just more flexible there, and you're building the team in a different way. You have Quan in left field as the leadoff hitter. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not just saying bring Pete in, add him to what you have right now. No, I'm talking about a restructuring.
That's not a restructuring. Well, that's an overhaul. I mean, you're asking, which I'm okay with.
Well, trading Jazz and Stanton to me is not an overhaul.
Stanton, first of all, philosophically, they still love Stanton. Number two, you're going to have to get somebody to take him knowing he's going to miss 50 games. Number three, number one, he's got to consent to the trade.
You know, why do they love Stanton, though, and hate Pete?
The Yankees?
Yeah.
I don't think the Yankees. I don't want Pete. I think the Yankees are actually more open to Pete than I am.
I don't believe
they were open to him last year.
I don't believe that they are based on reports or stuff that I've heard. I get confused.
They were kicking
sometimes.
the tires last year. Remember when that came up?
I know. I mean, maybe there's some.
Maybe just because to get back in with Soto, who knows?
I think, put it this way, I think there were some in the organization who wanted Pete. The majority did not. Now another year, I don't think that I think that the message has gone through that they don't want Pete. My question would be, you're right. They seem to love Giancarlo Stanton. I know he's been a great guy.
Yeah, great leader. Okay. He's probably their best leader outside of Judge.
Love that. Understood. But they have Judge, who's a leader and a captain.
Yep.
Giancarlo does not play the outfield. Doesn't play, period. But then even when he does play, can't play the outfield, can't run the bases.
Yeah.
So he's a one-trick pony, which, okay, fine. But if I tell you, well, that's if you like that, I could give you somebody that could hit for power just as much as Giancarlo, but also at least play first base and plays every day. You have his bat in the lineup every single day with Pete Alonso.
I would do that in a heartbeat. See, when we talk about Pete Alonso to the Yankees in this fictitious, wacky world that which is fun to jump into on occasion, I evaluate it as the things that the Yankees have been either reluctant to move on from or unable to move on from, like a Stanton, remaining the same, and then just adding Pete, which means now I got Pete.
That I would never do.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get it. But, don't you think the bigger issue with the Yankees is that all these pieces in place, it seems like they're not going anywhere? Like, it's not just add on top or bring Bellinger back. Okay, now what? Now what are you going to do? Bellinger back, Grisham back. So how are you getting better? The only way to do that is to change some of the pieces that you already have in place. It can't just be, well, they need a shortstop because Volpe's stuck. No, you actually have to look at the team with a creative thought process and say, all right, well, we know Judge isn't going anywhere, nor do we want him. We need Bellinger back. We could live with one of the two young guys with Spencer Jones or Dominguez. What are you going to do at third base? What are you going to do at first base? What are you going to do at DH? You can't have Stanton, Rice, and again, Dominguez.
You also need to rest Judge once in a while, DH.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. So keep it open. So why not then you could get Judge and Pete's bat in the lineup at the same time because Pete can actually play first base.
I don't want to play first. Wait. You don't want Pete playing first base for the Mets. You want him to DH. I don't want to play first base for the Yankees.
I'm saying in a scenario where you want to get Judge off his feet.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like Pete doesn't need to be the primary first baseman, but who's the Yankees' first baseman?
Ben Rice.
And Ben Rice sucks defensively too.
Yeah, I'll tell you, him picking balls is frightening. He is actually awful at that. I got a question.
Yeah.
And I think that there's only because you've always said you don't care about this stuff. So I think Pete, with all due respect, is better equipped to answer this. Hoff. But I want you to chime in too, obviously, Sal. So when Soto goes to the Mets last year, I want to just play on the emotion for a moment. I was very open. I'm like, I hope he bombs. I knew he eventually would become Juan Soto. I mean, that was a given. But when he was scuffling, hitting whatever he was, 210 to start the year, runners in scoring position, I was taking great pleasure. I didn't hide that. I also said he's going to mash it very soon, and he pretty much did with 40 home runs and basically 40 steals, and he was very good. So you know where I stood on Soto. I was not connected to Soto. It was 1 year. He was amazing. I moved on emotionlessly, if that makes sense. You guys, if Pete went to the Yankees, that is a different emotional disconnect if you could even get yourself to disconnect right away.
Yeah,
how does that happen for the Met fans?
I think Met fans will be distraught. Now, Hoff, you love Alonso, but Met fans, I mean, that's a layup.
I'd be furious, but not at the Yankees and not at Pete Alonso. I'd be furious at the Mets.
Okay, so Pete hits a 3-run homer against the Red Sox Sunday Night Baseball. Over the monster, wearing the Yankees gray.
Yeah, what do you think is going to? You know the answer.
I don't know the answer.
My social media will be David Stearns is an ass clown.
Is that after you punch him like you said you were going to do last week?
That was fictitious. I wasn't actually going to do that.
An ass clown. That's even worse. I think I'd rather be punched than called an ass clown.
Met fans would be, first of all, Met fans are going to be upset if Alonso.
If he leaves, period.
Yeah, and to go to the Yankees, of course.
Well, do some root for him. It's not about how they feel about Pete.
No,
I know that's going to happen. But would they? Where does the line get drawn? Would they root? They love Pete, whether he's with the Mets, whether he's with the Angels, or whether he's with the Yankees. But the hatred by most of you for the Yankees, I would think, would eventually usurp the affection for Pete. And I'm just trying to get a sense of what that balance would be.
There is not. Here's what I could say from my perspective. There is not a player alive that has passed on that put a Met uniform on that I would ever root for as a member of the New York Yankees. Maybe if I were personal friends with somebody, different story.
Yeah.
But just from a fan's perspective, like Piazza is one of my all-time favorites.
What about Ordonez? He was your boy?
Loved Ordonez.
Nope.
If I don't care.
I actually would have loved to see him in a Yankee uniform.
Yeah, I know.
Right, him in his 220. Actually, he wasn't as bad a hitter. Now, Ray Ordonez might be leading the league in batting average.
At this point.
But there's not a player alive. Piazza probably the one that as my die-hard fandom. I mean, pick an 86 Met, Straw, Doc. We saw it with those guys.
Yeah.
Once you see
but you were too young to connect to Doc and Darryl as Mets.
No, I love those guys, but I never rooted for them as Yankees. No way. I hated the Yankees.
I believe you. So but I also think that you're unique because you don't tap into the sentimentality. Most people, including me, do. So does Hoff a little bit more. So does Evan for sure.
Well, if Don Mattingly left the Yankees to go to the Mets, you're going to root for Mattingly?
Yes.
Or the Red Sox?
Yeah. Well,
you didn't even want to root for him when he was coaching with the Blue Jays. What are you talking about? He's going to win a ring with the Blue Jays. You didn't want to root for him with the Blue Jays.
But it would be different. Seeing him sit there as an older man with the gray beard's a little different than seeing him with the eye black doing that front arm wiggle, with those Converse with his toes pointed and hitting a bullet down the right field line. Pesky pole or off the monster in left field at Fenway. I don't know how I would react, quite frankly. I don't know.
Yeah, now, I don't think that this is a total hypothetical fantasy conversation. I don't think there's any chance the Yankees sign Pete Alonso. I don't think they have any interest in him, so Met fans shouldn't have to worry about that. And they have bigger issues to worry about. Forget the Yankees. Met fans are worried about bringing Pete Alonso back because regardless if he leaves, they're going to be upset. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan. Frank is in Monroe. What's up, Frank?
Hey, boys. What's happening? Hey, Sally, I'm like you. The baseball season never ends for me, and we're in the middle of a pretty good football season.
Oh, yes, great. Jets and the Giants are awesome.
What about Buxton? The Yankees have enough capital to move people for Buxton?
All right, so now you got Grisham. So what do you throw Grisham over to? So now you're saying forget about Bellinger?
But what if somebody wants to
what, trade for Grisham? Did he drop? I'm going to try to finish your thought there. I think where he was going. All right, so Buxton plays center. And so does Grisham. At least on the Yankees, Grisham still does. So if you get Buxton, who I like better than Grisham, obviously, but he's hurt a lot. Now you don't have Grisham playing center, which means you probably punt him over to left, which means you don't get Bellinger unless Bellinger's back to play first base. So that's a lot of machinations. The other thing, too, the Yankees' injury history, whether it's Stanton, I mean, Buxton's a good player. He's hurt every year.
It can't be Buxton and Bellinger. It's one or the other.
Yeah, I want Bellinger.
See, for me, Buxton would be, and the reason why I would even bring him up, there were reports that Buxton would maybe be more willing now to maybe be traded. Whereas
I saw that a couple weeks ago.
Last year at the deadline, he didn't want to be moved.
Mm-hmm.
The Mets don't have a center fielder. They don't have one right now. They're hopeful that Carson Bench could compete to make the roster. That's not a center fielder, not to me. when you're trying to win a World Series. They don't have a center fielder. It's not Jeff McNeil. It's not Tyrone Taylor. Like, they don't have a center fielder. So that's why they would be or should be all in on acquiring Buxton, and also assuming that they can't get Bellinger because Bellinger wants to be back with the Yankees and the Yankees want him. If the Yankees lose Bellinger, different story. But if I'm the Yankees, and really if I'm the Mets, I would prefer Bellinger over Buxton. He
can no question.
I'm just saying that for the Mets, Bellinger is not as realistic, I don't think, as it is for the Yankees. That's all. That's why.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I would think that the Buxton possibility to the Mets is a very real thing. I just want to see, and again, it's the same with Dominguez and all these young kids. Maybe Benj is going to be different. I'll leave the door open. What kind of numbers exactly did he put up? I know he shot up the. I know he was Benj.
Okay,
I'm just curious. All right, so he hit 302 at high. I know he jumped the system every level last year, which is impressive. So 302 at high A, 317 double A. All right, 178 in triple A, 100 at bats, whatever. OPS obviously very good. Didn't run a ton. Didn't have a lot of home runs. I'm not trying to denigrate the young man. A legitimate question, like why is he thought to be some amazing superstar? He's got average power, and he's got average speed.
Nobody's saying superstar.
He's their number one prospect.
Yeah, okay, but he's a good ball player.
I understand he's good, but like
he doesn't need a nickname like the Martian.
I'm not talking about nickname. No,
but that's BT. I have no idea. You could read the numbers. I don't care about the minor league numbers because we've seen minor league numbers be monstrous and then they come up here and suck. All I'm saying is I don't even love the idea of it. It just seems like he's got skill set that you would like as an all-around ball player.
Yeah.
Can run, can field, can hit with a little pop, maybe hit with a little average. He's just a well-rounded ball player. Maybe it's not jumping out the way that Spencer Jones' power does, per se. Same thing with Jet Williams. And who the hell knows? We've seen these guys, the hype guys, Volpe, Alvarez, Beatty, Dominguez,
Fernando Martinez. Remember him coming up? I thought he was going to be the man.
Of course,
I liked him.
All these guys. Oh, Alex Ochoa.
Oh God.
Carlos
for the Yankees.
Gomez.
Mike Flowers.
I mean, you're going back 30 years, 30 plus years. But we could go back 2 years. Dominguez, literally, his nickname is the Martian. He can't hit from one side of the plate and can't play the field. How does that equate to the Martian? I don't understand.
Maybe Martians only hit lefty.
So much so that I bought into the hype. And I actually thought Dominguez was going to be, based on the small sample size that we saw when he first came up, I thought he was going to be highly productive a year ago.
You're tapping out on the kid too early.
No. I'm not tapping out on him, but he's nothing near. Well, I'd rather take a chance on Dominguez than I would Spencer Jones. Okay, what position does Jason Dominguez play?
He's going to have to be a left fielder. I've given up hope of them giving him a shot in center.
Well,
I was straight up told he's never playing center field for them.
He's not a center fielder.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Well, then why was he a center fielder when he was their number one prospect?
How was he in left? Well, that's why I'm saying, where did he get the nickname from? Is he a good left fielder?
No.
So he doesn't have a position. So already, before we even get into the results or what he could be, can be, he already doesn't even have a position. You see the problem here?
Trust me, I've seen the problem every time he's out there. But I haven't seen enough of the problem to rule him out. Like, I give up on him. I mean, I've got a legitimate issue with the Yankees giving him no runway to figure things out. He's a natural righty. I thought he was a natural lefty. He's a natural righty. Now, like Dominguez, I get it. He ain't playing center, looked pretty sloppy and left. Understood. Those are things we all know. Stole 23 bases. Had an OPS, almost 720, was up and down like he's
720.
No, but some guys
were compared to Mickey freaking Mantle.
I wasn't, so I can't take ownership of what those idiots were doing. Well, they're idiots, whoever was doing that.
This is not me versus you. That was the Yankees hype system.
Yeah, but that's always their hype system. I don't buy into that. I stopped buying into that 15 years ago.
And that's my point. So Spencer Jones? Spencer Jones. What's he going to be? 1 year, it's, oh, my God, the next Aaron Judge. Then it's, well, this guy's a bust. Now it's back to, oh, my God, he might be. I don't know. So it pertains also to the Mets. It's the same thing. All these prospects, Benj, who the hell knows? If the Tigers called me and said, yeah, Scooble's available, we need Benj, I'd say, okay, here you go. Do you need Benj's family members as well? We'll send them along with him, too. What else? You want his pet cat or his doggy? We'll send those as well. I mean, come on. I don't care what they want. So, man, it doesn't mean that Benj is not going to be a good player.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. So, here's the thing about Dominguez, right? I really thought we'd see more easy power. I was very surprised. I remember he launched a walk-off, I think it was against Kansas City, where he, like the Martian, hit one to the moon. I'm like
Tower Power.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought we'd see a little bit more of that easy power where he hit some balls, 430, 440. And I don't mean 30 home runs, but just a couple that just went far. Like that next level far. Didn't really see that. And here's the thing, though. He did hit 260. He did steal 23 bases. So I thought the power would be more. I thought the defense would be better. There's areas of concern. There's areas of obviously intrigue here. But no, I'm not saying he's the player that I thought he would be. I'm just not giving up on him. 888-808-1019, BT and Sound on the Fan. We'll get back to the calls here, get into the Jackson Dart, what seems to be an imminent return. The Knicks. The Knicks were... they may as well take in the loss last night. The Knicks were bad on almost every level last night. I got a big problem with last night. We'll get to that as well. All right, guys, every Thursday, NFL, your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel, because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To jump in on the fun, all you got to do, place an anytime touchdown score bet before the game kicks off. So you win your bet, plus a share of bonus bets. Visit FanDuel.com/BT. Take a shot at the jackpot. Dove, did you bet yet tonight? You get that bet in? Or are you still doing the old school bookie on the corner thing? Oh, no.
Always done.
What, nothing? Don't bet? That's FanDuel.com/BT for you to bet, all right, and win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and also the official partner of us here at WFAN. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made correct first or last touchdown pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE NY.
The home of the NFL on Westwood One is WFAN. Get ready for an AFC shootout with the Bills and Texans. 8:15 tonight.
Right down the middle and good.
Thursday Night Football is on the Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio apps.
Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. The new center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone, too, for my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile.
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible board-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. But okay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Injured in an accident? You need help. The Rothenberg Law Firm. Lawyers that have built a legacy of victory over 5 decades, winning billions for their clients. The Rothenberg Law Firm. Call 1-800-624-8888 or visit injurylawyer.com.
Like most car buyers, you want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda. Get an impressive offer on a new Mazda CX-5 starting at $28,319 during the More to Move You sales event. Over 1,000 new Mazda vehicles to choose from. Visit RamseyMazda.com. Get the most for your money at Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
250 years ago, a promise was made to connect families and friends near and far. And during the holidays, that promise is more important than ever. That's why USPS is building a better network to meet your needs with timely deliveries, easy and affordable ways to ship, and everything you need to make your season full of holiday cheer. Our purpose is delivering your peace of mind, knowing your love will arrive, bringing joy to all. The United States Postal Service. Learn more at USPS.com/holidays.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is here for the holidays. Enjoy a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. It's got everything you need to keep your holiday season running. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead directly on the Dunkin' app. After all, the holidays run on Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Talk New York sports on the Fan.
Ho, ho, ho. Quality is very important here at the North Pole. You see, I checked my list once, twice, all done.
Well, Santa, quality's important to us at Nissan, too. We actually test every model thousands of times. There's the frame twist test, shaker test, corrosion test, drive load test, tug-of-war test, towing test, off-roading test, practical strength test, splash test, corrugated road test, chassis dynamics test, water intrusion test, extreme heat test, extreme cold test, rough road test, jump test, curb impact test. And physical parts tests.
Save on J.D. Power's #1 mainstream brand in new vehicle quality at the Nissan year-end event. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Rogue Platinum, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 12/1/25.
A mix of clouds and sun. High 49.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely, even custom cards and wrapping paper. Staples. That was easy.
Hey, Rutgers Nation, the final home football game is just around the corner. Don't miss a moment. It's our last home game of the season at SHI Stadium on Saturday, November 29th, as your Scarlet Knights take on the Penn State Nittany Lions.
This is Coach Shiano. Keep chopping.
Join the fun. The Rutgers Boardwalk turns into a winter wonderland with Santa and all of your favorite holiday characters 4 hours before kick. Rutgers versus Penn State, Saturday, November 29th, SHI Stadium.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in New York, New Jersey. And our more than 280 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT now back on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. So I hate to even say this, BT, but we kind of alluded to it before. The style of play in today's NBA, to me, is largely unwatchable. Now, let me just preface it by saying the Knicks are very good. They're very talented. We know they're going to be a playoff team, and the expectation is extremely high. Now, I don't have those high hopes that they're going to be better than they were a year ago, all that stuff. Mike Brown, all that we went over. But the regular season, just does not mean as much. Every year in the regular season, the biggest talking points are the back-to-back days, players getting maintenance days or whatever they call them, and the style of play in the NBA not being good enough. It's every year, and it's the same thing. I don't feel the urgency last night when I'm watching that game like, does this game really matter? And the answer is no, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. What matters is the end of the year and what happens in the playoffs. So, okay, the Knicks are banged up. Good to see Brunson back last night. They're not with Anunoby, so whether they win or lose, it's kind of irrelevant. They're going to be a playoff team regardless. And then you watch the style of play, and they're shooting 1,000,000 threes. They're not making any, and yet they still win. The NBA, to me, the product is just playoffs may be a different story, but the product in the regular season is just not good enough.
It's rough. Those are two very separate things, though.
Yeah.
The Knicks shot the ball awfully last night, as you said. Now, that's not what they do. That's kind of an anomaly right there. I mean, when you're missing free throws at the rate that they did, including big ones down the stretch, I mean, that's not the Knicks. But your greater point is well received. I mean, I think if the Knicks were deleted from the NBA map, I don't know that I would ever watch the NBA.
And I loved the NBA growing up. I loved it.
Me too.
It's great to have the Knicks being good again, and the playoffs are a different story. So I don't think that. And now, if the Knicks weren't in it, would I be locked into the playoffs? Maybe not. I mean, I'd be intrigued. I wouldn't be locked in. But how do we get into sports? And by the way, it's not even the NBA is the most prominent of the leagues that has a regular season that means the least. But we're getting there with the NFL's first 4 weeks or so. We're getting there with baseball. The first half of the season, right? The first half of the regular season is treated like an exploratory period, which is hard to believe. You know, the NHL's the NHL, so we'll keep them separate for a second. But with the NBA, every year we all know what it's about, to the point where they had to come up with some BS in-season tournament to try to make it more interesting that most fans are like, nobody cares about that either.
If they didn't have a different court, would anybody really care or no?
No. I don't even think with the court people care or no.
Yeah, I hear you. Maybe some of the younger fans do, and I'm not trying to dump on the NBA because I still watch the Knicks. I watched the entire game last night, and it was a rough one. Now, there's certain nights where I miss, a half here, a half there. But I'm dialed in, like most of us, to the Knicks every single night. But the general commentary on the league, and really not just the NBA, but also the NFL. And you're right, keep hockey aside. So most of these leagues are playing more, whether it's more playoff rounds, more wild cards, all that stuff. So you play a little more, you practice less. Think about this.
Right.
You've heard Tiki and Boomer talk about training camp when they were in the NFL versus now it's like a country club, right? So you practice less, and you actually get maintenance days. So it's a conversation that's been common. It's come up quite a bit. I wish I had the solution at this point. I don't, but I'm open to a radical change. If the NBA wanted to slice it to 70, which the union, by the way, would never allow because then they'd have to make less money, but I would be okay with that. I really would.
Well, what about, and again, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, I have no idea. I haven't really given this too much thought, but here's what I do know. From a fan's perspective, I don't feel the urgency night to night. And maybe that's in part because the team, Mike Brown, the head coach, is saying, well, I prefer not to play these guys all these minutes because I want to rest them for the postseason. And it's not just him, it's going around the league. Well, maintenance days. Well, I'm not going to play my top guys because I want to rest them. So if you're not treating this game like it's the most important thing, why should I take my time out to watch this game and treat it like it's the most important thing when I know that the result ultimately doesn't really matter? Yeah. Whether the Knicks won or lost last night is not going to matter. Now, if they get into a spot where they have a losing record and it's, well, now they got to start winning some games, that's a different story. But ultimately, the Knicks are going to be good enough to where they're going to get into the playoffs, have one of the better records, and it's going to be about the playoffs. So that's where they're at. And some teams are going to be in that same realm. Other teams are going to be so bad that it doesn't matter because they're not going to be good enough to even make the playoffs or have a chance. But if you go out there on a night-to-night basis and you're telling your fans you're not maximizing or prioritizing winning that game because ultimately it's not the be-all, end-all, then why should I care? So maybe a part of the solution would be to have split it into halves where the first half, not a tournament, but the first half qualifiers.
Almost like what they strike in baseball in 81, right? I think they did something very similar there.
I don't remember. I'm just trying to think of ways
So the first half, it basically has, each half has an urgency.
Correct.
Okay, but what if the Knicks clinch a berth in the first half, then their second half is rendered fairly insignificant?
I don't know.
I appreciate the thought, but
I'm just saying,
I don't know if anything's perfect.
It's probably not, and they're trying a tournament, which is certainly not. The in-season tournament has no impact on anything. It's a new thing that maybe you're right. Young kids will get into it one day, and maybe that becomes a thing. I can't imagine how an in-season tournament means you're giving away another trophy for what? Like the goal is the NBA championship, not some made-up tournament. That's
and
not the goal.
Did you hear the Lakers hung a banner for winning the?
No.
Winning, they did.
I couldn't even tell you who won these things. How many have there been?
Lakers
2 or 3?
I think this is like the third one, whatever it might be. I think it's number 3. But
now, where I credit the commissioner is that at least they're trying because they know that there's a problem. So I don't love the idea of the in-season tournament. Can it make it a little more intriguing at times? Sure. And the more we get used to it, maybe. But I at least give them credit for trying because they know that their own regular season just does not mean anything.
Yeah, and they don't adjust the ticket prices. So if the game means less, well, then make sure that's reflected in what the consumer reaches into their pocket to pay for, which, of course, they would never do because they don't care about us. So one thing that I have to be fair to here, again, we all love what we grew up with. We all know that. However, when we were watching our Knicks, and boy, did we love them in the 90s, right? And when the fouls and the Oaks and the defense and the no layups and the Pat Rileys, everything that we know about the Knicks, right? It was ugly. I remember that one game the Knicks scored like 60-something points at Market Square Arena in a playoff game against the Pacers.
Yeah.
Like, it was a rough watch. So while we were sitting there every possession like it's a 15-round heavyweight fight, the fans who weren't Knicks fans were in the play. They're like, this is gross.
Yeah, but here's why I disagree with that. Yes, aesthetically, not scoring a lot of points may be a tougher watch. The reason why I loved it is because there was a competitive battle every possession. It mattered. They cared. I'm not just talking about the postseason, regular season. They cared. They put energy and effort into it. They wanted to win. They prioritized winning every single night. That's why it made it entertaining for me, even though the aesthetics of a 80-point game is not the same as scoring 130.
I respect that. I do. But I don't know that everybody felt that way. I would think most people didn't.
Don't we want to just watch competition at the end of the day, whether it's sumo wrestling or the
really
NFL or new sponsor,
company guy,
or the baseball? Like, you want to see competition. When it's why to me I get into the refs who are compromised or the players. If you're compromising the integrity of the sport, we have nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And by resting players, you're also compromising the integrity of any given game.
Yes, but one of the again, this is just to be all inclusive to the conversation. One of the reasons why there's been a barrage of ankle and calf and Achilles injuries, and this is documented. And I don't dive into this like I dive into baseball savant, admittedly, but I've taken a look, and it is interesting and it is real. Like the amount of miles that they track, you track that an NBA player actually runs through the course of a 48-minute game is significantly more than it used to be, all right? And you're also playing with more purpose and more pace. So not only are you literally running more because there's more possessions, which means you got to get up and down the court more, but the spacing and the athleticism of the game is so much faster that the sheer volume of miles that you're running is at a very high rate. And that is stress on the joints and stress on the tendons and all that stuff. So I don't know that there's a perfect world anymore. In the 90s, and the early 2000s, they averaged 96 points a game, and everybody complained, right? In the 2010s, it was up to about 102, and now we're up to about 113 on the average points per game per team now in the modern NBA. Well, you tell me aesthetically which is more appealing. All right, I loved where if you go to the rim, your ass is on the floor, or you just are a legitimate scorer and you yoking it down on Ewing or like whatever, and you earned it. Of course, I prefer that. But there has never been so many skilled players ever. Everybody can handle. Everybody could shoot. Everybody could run. There's no stiffs. There's no slobs like that had 5 fouls and these slow, useless non-athletes. Those guys are gone. Everybody could pass.
I'm fine with saying that. I could get used to the new version of the game. I'm not fine with the competition not being 100% every single night. And it's just not in the regular season for a variety of reasons that we gone over. Rest, maintenance, the record not meaning as much, home court not meaning as much, teams not caring, teams not prioritizing that. So my bigger issue, aside from I hate watching teams just come down and chuck threes. I can't stand it. To me, that's not good basketball.
That's the game.
I know, but
I'm with you.
I don't like that. Even though the Knicks are generally good at that, I just don't like it. Okay, great. The Knicks shoot 43s. When they hit the majority of them, guess what? They're going to win. When they miss them, most likely they're going to lose. I know that didn't happen last time, but you get the point. But as long as there's great competition night in, night out, I can open my mind up to what is the new style of play and be like, okay, well, this is fun. They're scoring a lot of points. The great athletes now, to your point. I need competition at the highest of levels. Teams trying to win and prioritize winning every single night. And I just don't think we get that from both sides every night.
One more issue. I know we're running late here. And I don't know how the NBA could fix this. It's inherently an issue for them, and it's less of an issue. Well, it happens in hockey, but I think they're more prepared. You'll see where I'm going. It almost never happens in baseball, and it never happens in football. In the NBA, you get drafted first, second, third, sixth, eighth, ninth, 12th. Now, based on what you're projected to be when you're a grown man, which means you enter the NBA at the age of 18 and you're raw. Even if you went to Duke for a year, like Cooper Flagg or the kids at Rutgers who were raw, but ridiculous. I mean, Rutgers had 2 top 10 picks. They did nothing last year. So you're getting a rawness and just a lack of polish from these young kids who were drafted. And when you're drafted that early, guess what? You're playing 25, 28, 32, 35 minutes a night immediately. So right away, the efficiency is going to take a dent. When was the last time you saw a 19-year-old quarterback in the NFL? You never will. Or a 19-year-old linebacker. Now, in hockey is different because the junior circuit starts earlier than any other sport, and you'll get the occasion like Griffey, a couple of outliers in baseball coming up, 19-year-old phenom, Doc, etc. Those are few and far between. So unless they go back to the NBA, and they won't, where you got to spend a couple of years in college, I think you're getting very raw and very unfinished products who are going to play a lot on a night-to-night basis.
BT and Sal on the Fan. More your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019.
All right, Sal, this winter, celebrate the joy of the season in a new all-electric SUV from Cadillac. Make every drive exciting with the innovative technology in the Optic. Arrive confidently with the sophisticated stylings of a Lyriq. And, of course, you got a little three-row Vistic as well. We did this. We went for the electric and driving around like it was a spaceship. I'm getting massages here. The system was insane. The moonroof was crazy. The juice it had was phenomenal, and charging the battery, actually pretty easy, Sal.
Yeah, and you can experience EV luxury like never before at the season's best sales event. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer. The BT and Sal Show presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
This is what will be and should be a very enticing job for any head coaching candidate out there. Don't ruin it by keeping a GM who week to week proves he isn't fit.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. The moment many Browns fans have been waiting for is finally here. Rookie Shedeur Sanders is getting his first real shot as the starter. But with the offense struggling week after week, it's fair to wonder, can any quarterback find success in this system? Sanders hasn't had real reps with the starters until this week, and he looked shaky in his debut. Now he gets a full week to prepare, but the question remains, is the problem the quarterback or the offense around him? I'm Maggie Gray.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/play.
HL Gross Jewelers of Garden City is Long Island's premier engagement and wedding ring destination. Visit HL Gross today or online at hlgross.com.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Having the right winter tire matters. So take control of the roads this winter with a new set of Bridgestone Blizzak tires from Town Fair Tire. Town Fair has the region's largest inventory of Bridgestone tires, all at the guaranteed lowest prices you'll find anywhere. And with 100 locations, you'll find a Town Fair near you. For the guaranteed lowest price on Bridgestone Blizzak tires and the most free services for life, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire. Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
Hey there, homeowners. The Powerball jackpot is up to $629 million. That's enough money to finally put that pool in your backyard. Olympic-sized. Get your ticket today.
This is Commissioner Idanis Rodriguez from the New York City Department of Transportation. Every time you're driving or riding, you make choices. They may feel small, like speeding or trying to beat the light. But the choices you make can have life-changing consequences for yourself and others. And in that moment, you'll wish you could take it back. One choice can change everything. You can't rewind a crash.
Beware the holiday buffering.
Who are you?
The ghost of Internet Past here to slow down right when your guests arrive.
Not this year. We got Verizon's 100% fiber optic home internet. Scored a limited time offer for $20 a month and locked in the price for 3 years.
Fios home internet, that's scary fast.
Now we can all stream, video chat, and game at the same time. So bye.
Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch to Fios home internet today. Fios 300 megabits per second plan at $20 a month with autopay. Any Verizon mobile phone plan and bonus discount. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for my home customers. Terms apply.
This winter, move and be moved in the Mazda CX-5, the smart choice for those who expect more. With standard i-Active all-wheel drive and advanced safety features, the CX-5 delivers confidence and control in every condition. Inside, you'll find a redefined high-quality interior designed for comfort and connection, because there's more to a Mazda. Celebrate the season during the More to Move You winter sales event. Lease the Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month and make every drive feel like a gift. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT, it's out back on the Fan. All right, what were you reading here? You had a little Buster only report. Where'd you see this?
Yeah, I got a little something on Buster's X account here, so I'm going to read it verbatim. It's a little lengthy, but I'll try to buzz through it fast here. One high-ranking exec on the Tigers strategy regarding Skubal. Quote, they could wait and be pretty confident they'll get as much in a trade return at the deadline next summer as they would now, assuming there's no injury. He's got that kind of impact. However, the great X factor is that the equation of winning the American League Central, which is obviously very doable. So if the Tigers were in first or within 3 to 5 games of first next July, how could you justify trading your ace in a pennant race? Whereas if the Tigers intend to move him now, it would obviously be better timing. So I guess it's the essence of timing and the ability to maximize the value of the trade now versus midseason, which I think is idiotic. If they think they're getting whatever they think they're going to get, like tonight or tomorrow or next week, it's not going to be what they're going to get midseason.
There's no chance. No. I'm not knocking Buster's report there or his post on X or whatever it was.
Not at all.
I'm knocking the idea of that is just complete. It is assuming he doesn't get hurt. Well, guess what? That factors in. That's a big part of the equation. You can't assume he's not going to get hurt. Pitchers dropping like flies. His value, Tarek Skubal. If the Tigers don't know this, they are just beyond morons. His value will never be as good as it is right now. The longer it goes, not only do you risk injury, also the less he's under control. If I'm looking at it from David Stearns or Steve Cohen's perspective, for example, and I could have Tarek Skubal to start my season and be my opening day starter and be here all year long, that's more valuable to me than at the deadline where I get him for a 2-month rental. It's common sense. Now, I'm not saying that they have to trade him, but the idea of thinking that you would get the same value in season is asinine. Mm-hmm. Imagine these people, how much money they're making, these morons in the front office that think that this is a good idea. Yeah. Whoever said that actually should be fired. That's how stupid that is. If I'm the owner and I see this kid, like if I'm the owner of the Tigers and I'm like, wait a second, Buster Olney's reporting that somebody in our organization thinks that we could get the same value at the deadline than we could right now? This guy's an idiot. Who said that? He should be fired. Like, that's actually how stupid, assuming he doesn't get hurt. Yeah, it's a big part of the factor, you moron.
Now, look at where we are now, even though he'll be ready, probably first week of May. But go back to last November. I mean, Garrett Cole wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
And Garrett Cole missed the entire season.
And you factor in, even if, forget the
injury.
injury.
He's not alone. Alcantara.
Everybody gets hurt.
John.
Forget about even the injury aspect of it, just the idea of control. If you're the Yankees or the Mets or whoever, and you want Tarek Skubal, wouldn't you want him for the full season?
Oh, God, yeah.
And you're thinking that, hey, it's anything else in life, too. If you're buying a full meal, you're going to pay a certain price. If you're buying a half meal, it's going to be a lot cheaper. I mean, go to Jersey Mike's. You get the large, and usually that's
Love
what I
Jersey
do.
Mike's.
Yeah, you get it's a little bit more money for the large, but you could get a smaller size, and it's a little bit less money.
What do you get at Jersey Mike's? Do you go a little oil vinegar, a little provolone? What do you get? A little pickles?
You know what I like from there is the tuna, actually.
You know what's funny? I've had that. It's been years since I've had that. It actually is pretty good. I never get that anymore, but I actually agree. It's pretty good.
And then it is underrated. It's so the tuna, and then there's another one. I forget what it's called, but it's more of an Italian one. It has like
the Italian combo, like the gabagool and like the roast beef.
I don't know about the gabagool.
No, it does.
No, I'm saying I don't know if the one that I get has that. A little salami, maybe ham.
All the different meats. That's where the provolone comes in.
It's lunchtime. Where's the Jersey Mike's? BT and Sal, the Fan, 888-808-1009, the number to call. Jeff is in Las Vegas. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
Real quick, I go off the menu at Jersey Mike's. I get a cheesesteak, California style, with tomatoes, lettuce, and onion.
I've had a cheesesteak, not the other stuff. Really, you can't go wrong at Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is money.
I didn't know you could go off the menu. That's a bold move, Jeff. I like it.
Absolutely. Speaking of bold moves, I got a bold Met move. Trade a bag of balls to Colorado, take back Chris Bryant's contract, and we get Tovar, their Gold Glove shortstop, and Doyle, the Gold Glove center fielder.
Chris Bryant's contract.
No, I like it. I love
creative.
that. Look at you, Jeff. You go off the menu at Jersey Mike's, and now you're going off the menu as far as the Mets and Rockies go. I like it. So just the thought process alone. I'm not watching the Rockies a ton.
No, except when they play the Mets or the Yankees.
But I like the idea of saying, we'll take on your crappy, hideous contract that nobody else in the sport would.
Because we have the means to do it, and we'll help you out, and then we'll take you through your two best players.
Yeah. Sign
That's
me
what
up.
you should do.
That's exactly right.
Now, just to be buttoned up here, do you know what remains for Chris Bryant?
I'm afraid to ask.
Well, it's actually not horrendous. I mean, it's not good considering where he is as a player, but so he's got $27 million this year, then $27 the next year, and then $27 the next year, and that's it.
So
three more years at almost $30 million a pop, a little less than 90.
I mean, that's actually not bad. Now, maybe is there a Nimmo in there as well?
Well, that's where I thought he was going to go, actually. Yeah, I mean, maybe. And Chris Bryant.
He said Brenton Doyle for center field.
And the second baseman, right?
Tovar?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's good.
I thought he said shortstop. Did he say
he did say shortstop.
He is
You're
a
right.
shortstop, but you make him a second baseman.
Well, why not? You can make him a shortstop.
No, he's a great shortstop. He's really good.
Then you trade Lindor.
Better than your current shortstop, Lindor.
Yeah, now I'm really getting off the menu. Trade Lindor as well. No. And now these guys are, light offensive players, but you're going to upgrade your defense significantly. I like that idea. Not that I'm looking to, rip the Rockies, the worst team in baseball, but at least you get good defenders. If you're going to take on Bryant's contract, I think you probably need more than that. No? I mean, I don't care how good defensively they are. Brenton Doyle, he's hitting 235.
Is that what he's at?
Yeah, because, by the way, you take them away from light hitting
in
second
Colorado.
baseman.
In Colorado. Oh, like McMahon.
Right.
McMahon.
Right. Well, he actually wasn't a light hitter there, though. He had hit with some pop there.
He had some pop. I'm talking about the average.
Yeah.
He was never a high average guy.
And then you saw him come here, and he,
Yeah. I mean, his
so
bat's slow.
what does Brenton Doyle go? If he's 235, 15 homers, 655 OPS.
Now, how many steals, though? I mean, does other things. Like, that stuff matters. What's his on base? What's his steals? On base.
Does he bat better than Ray Ordonez does?
No.
On base, at least, is it 35, 36%?
Let me pull up his,
Probably not.
his offensive numbers here. Steals, 22, 30 steals.
Okay.
His first year, 22.
Yeah.
Second year, 30. Last year, 18.
All right, so he can run. What's his on base for his career? Is it at least, it's got to be 30-something. Please give me 33 at minimal. It's lower?
285.
That's Volpe's number.
285.
No,
but
you can't do that.
You're getting Gold Glove. Yeah, he's like the Volpe of center fielders.
Yeah, you can't have a guy who's on base 28% of the time.
Defense.
Stop.
And Tobin, yeah.
You guys that desperate?
I love the idea. Well, they don't have a center fielder. I love the idea, though.
That's, they are.
Forget that specific trade, but how about Baez? We talked about this last year with trading Baez. I forgot I actually talked about it. Then Evan resent me something.
I don't think you and I talked about this for the Tigers, Baez?
No, who
moved to the outfield.
I talked about the Mets taking on his contract to get Skubal. This is like a year ago before Skubal was even on the market.
I got you.
So it would pertain now as well. Now, I mean, if you're the Mets, it's a rough sell with Baez. But if you take on Baez's contract, and he actually had a good year this year, at least half of the good season, you take on his contract, in part, should help you get Skubal. Anyway, it doesn't have to be that specific thing, but you get the idea.
Well, this is along the lines of what you and I have talked a lot about with the Mets. They're going to have to be, and I think that they will, be very creative on the trade front. Everybody's talking about, well, sign this guy, sign that guy. Oh, that's great. I think the Mets are going to make a big mark on the trade front this year. I think Stearns is going, he knows that, and I think he will. And by the way, just to button this up with Chris Bryant, I mean, I know there's other confounding baseball stories, guys that started well and just fizzled out. And I don't want to get too numbers oriented here, but you talk about a guy's first couple of years, wars of 6s and 7s. Dude, the last wars of 7, which led the league a second year. The last 7 home runs, 22 ribbies, 5 home runs, 14 ribbies, 2 home runs, 15 ribbies.
It's a disaster.
What the hell happened to him?
Yeah, disastrous.
What happened to him?
That's a mega bust. That's a Jason Bay type, but even worse.
Worse than Bay.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll reset down with the king topic of the day and your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019.
The Emirates NBA Cup is on WFAN.
Is up, and it's in, and the Nets have the lead.
The Nets are going to Beantown, taking on the Celtics. 7:30 tomorrow night. The home of Brooklyn Nets basketball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey
Every
TuneIn and
NFL Thursday, it's your chance to
iHeartRadio
hit
app.
the jackpot on FanDuel. Because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each and every week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown scorer bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last TD of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is also the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last TD pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
There we go.
Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
This is incredible.
Watch your local NFL game live all season long.
And he's in for a touchdown.
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
COVID-19 has cast a spotlight on the stark inequalities that drive poverty. The poorest communities in the U.S. and around the world are suffering the most. Oxfam believes we can put systems in place to protect health and livelihoods in the future if we work together with dignity and compassion. Learn how you can help offer safety to the most vulnerable and fight for a more resilient future at oxfamamerica.org. Sponsored by Oxfam America.
It's the season to come together over your holiday favorites at Starbucks. Warm up with a creamy caramel brulee latte. Get festive with an iced gingerbread chai. Or share a velvety peppermint mocha. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
This is Carrie Cooper. It was a small complex of bungalows in the LA neighborhood of Echo Park in the early 70s. The gigging and collaboration between Linda Ronstadt, Glenn Frey and Jackson Browne was the beginning of Southern California rock. More at FocusOnRock.com.
MSC Cruises Black Friday sale is here with the best deal of the year. Cruise from $199. Plus, get up to $1,000 onboard credit and kids sail free. Experience MSC Cruises' signature blend of European style and American comfort, from global flavors to Broadway-style shows and more. Book your next holiday to must-see destinations like the Caribbean, Europe, and beyond. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
Since January of 2022, the City of New York has awarded $24 billion in contracts to MWBEs, the most of any U.S. city or state in the nation. Build your business with the City of New York by going to nyc.gov/MWBEs.
We're your official station to talk Yankees and Mets. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station.
WFAN Sports Flash. Good afternoon. It's 12:01. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com, and by New York City Small Business Services. All that's left for the Jets this season is figuring out what they already have for next season. Near the top of that list is wideout A.D. Mitchell, who arrived in the Sauce Gardner trade. OC Tanner Engstrand said this morning Mitchell's a great guy, fitting in well, and will be a great player.
His performance last week, I got it, the drops, that happens occasionally. But what I see there is separation. I see separation. And to me, that gets me fired up. That gets me excited about that player and where he's going to go. We haven't even seen it. We haven't seen scratch the surface with that guy, and we're excited about where he's going to go.
As we know, Mitchell and the other Jet receivers will be catching passes from Tyrod Taylor this weekend. The new week in the NFL begins tonight. Texans hosting the Bills. Westwood One coverage beginning at 7:30 here on the Fan, and all three hockey locals in action tonight. The Rangers in Colorado, the Islanders in Detroit, the Devils in Florida. Fan weather is sponsored by World Championship Sumo. World Championship Sumo, the biggest show, makes its debut at the Westchester County Center on January 30th. Witness World Championship Sumo live at the County Center for a fun Friday night with family and friends. Sumo makes the biggest holiday gift. Tickets on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. It's 44 degrees and cloudy in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team. The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Kind of back on the Fan on this now Thursday afternoon. We are down with the king topic of the day, and we've talked a lot of different stuff today so far through the first 2 hours. A little basketball, a little football. We'll do more football later on, maybe 1 o'clock hour. But we started the show, BT, talking about just free agency as it pertains to both the Mets and Yankees, and both teams potentially chasing similar players yet again. It's becoming a theme over recent years because now the Mets are in the big boy end of the pool. They're in the deep end of the pool where the Yankees are always swimming, and the Yankees have good players that are hitting free agency. The Mets are involved. The Mets have good players that are hitting free agency. Potentially the Yankees are involved, and I think both these teams need some significant upgrades here, and both are going to be in the market for similar players. Most recently, we know Soto last year. We've heard about Devin Williams. Mets have interest in Devin Williams, another former Yankee. Yankees maybe have interest in reuniting with Williams. And, of course, Cody Bellinger, who would be a perfect fit for the Mets, but also a perfect fit to come back to the Yankees.
You know, I'd like to say that I like this new trend of the Yankees and the Mets chasing and hunting down the same players, but round one went to the Mets. So not exactly enthralled with that. But the point being, yeah, it's interesting. Now that the Mets are in the deep end of the pool and the Yankees always reside there, maybe not as deep as they used to be, but it's still in the deep end, the big boy pool. You know, you're going to go after the same players. And there's some redundancy, but there's also some really, really interesting situations like You know, you look at Bellinger, you mentioned him. You look at Alonso. We talked about Diaz. We talked about Devin Williams to a lesser extent. Some loose reports. Yankees might be interested. Mets might be connected. It's going to be interesting where, unless you think that the Mets get a Kyle Tucker, and I think that they're more inclined to get him than the Yankees, though I don't think either team gets him, it very well might come down to, as we grade the Yankees and the Mets offseason, who takes who from the other?
Yeah, and
who takes whom? Yeah, who takes whom?
Who takes?
I'm going to go with who takes whom.
Why can't it be who takes who from the other?
Nah, I don't think that's proper. But then again, Who Made Who is an AC/DC song. Though, would it be Who Made Whom?
Don't we have AC/DC tickets to give away?
Yeah, a little later. Look at you.
Motley Crue.
Oh, Motley Crue.
That's right.
Motley Crue.
I got wrapped up in it as well. I'm
Crue
saying
tickets
yes,
to give away.
I'm an idiot.
AC/DC, Motley Crue. Anyway, I think the Mets need to have I think really both teams need to have a restructuring of their lineups here. And with the Mets, for me, the idea that they'd be open for business on Nimmo and all these other guys, it shows that at least they're willing to change it up. Whereas with the Yankees, we haven't seen that just yet. Yankees bring back Grisham. There's a large thought that they're going to bring back Bellinger. I mean, if they ever lose him, who knows what's going to happen. I'm not sold that the Yankees are really going to reconfigure it to the extent that it need to be, but I do believe that the Mets are going to do it. Now, is it going to be all the right moves? Who the hell knows? Who's it going to be? Who the hell knows? But I do think that the Mets are at least on the right trajectory, identifying that they need to really change up the look of their ball club.
I do agree with that. I think the Mets have the right mindset. I don't think they had the right mindset last year. But then again, I can't really fault them for that. Now, I'm not talking about Soto. That was the right mindset. They were also, to be fair to the Mets, I mean, the way Vientos swung the bat in the playoffs, why wouldn't you think that Vientos would take that natural next step? So you didn't have to quite investigate replacements there. And, Nimmo was a year younger and, not hurt again. And, and center field, you didn't really know. You had signed Siri. You thought he might give you a little bit of pop. You kind of went on the bargain rack there, but he got hurt right away. And the Mets, really never pivoted. And well, they did. Mullins just was a complete disaster. So, listen, I gave Sal a proposal that I think would equate to not only a Mets grand slam of an offseason, I think the Mets would get to and would win the World Series if they were able to pull this off. One would be trading for Skubal. You can't control that. You can only control what you give up. You can't force the Tigers to do it. So there's a little asterisk there. You sign Suarez or you sign Cease. You re-sign Pete. And then you get one of the following: Bellinger, Tucker, and Bregman. Now, before you push back, or not you, but anybody pushes back, which you certainly can, at 888-808-1019, because there's a lot of variable. You got Skubal, you got Suarez, you got Cease, you got Bellinger, you got Tucker, you got all these names. Ask yourself this question: how far do the Mets have to go to where you want them to go? That, to me, is about as far as they need to go. They're not a player away. They're not a tweak away. They're not a slight modification away. I believe the Mets are an all-in, basically overhaul kind of an offseason to get to a championship level, and that's what I present to them.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We also talked some NBA and just the state of the current game. Not as much about the Knicks last night. It's just more like, okay, regular season games don't mean as much. Knicks didn't play great last night, still found a way to win. But overall, just the condition of the NBA's regular season. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Ronnie is in Manhattan. What's up, Ronnie?
Oh, man, hope you're well. I love the baseball talk. I got to say, I was always curious about what your favorite sport to talk about was. It's baseball. I love to hear that. I am not much of a football guy. In fact, I've been to one NFL game in my life, and it was when the Giants beat the Eagles this year. So maybe I should go more often.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. Talk about luck. My question is, and I think Bellinger, I'm a Mets fan. I think Bellinger is the name that has to become a Met this year in order for the Mets to sort of really make a difference in the offseason coming out of last year and sort of, I don't know if bringing in Belly would shake up the core, but it would really kind of make things appear different. And my question is, from a mental standpoint, do you think that he saw what Soto went through, going from the Yankees to the Mets, and now Soto basically needs a police escort to go to the Bronx? Do you think Bellinger sees that and kind of says, I don't know if I want to be hated so much by a fan base? And do you think that's going to kind of impact his decision to maybe go over to the Mets.
It's a good question, and Roddy, thanks for the call. I never looked at it that way with Bellinger, probably because his dad's, was here. Not that he was some great Yankee, but he won 2 championships, and he was on some great teams. So I think there's a built-in affinity for the Yankees and their legacy, and I believe that he's predisposed to want to stay here. Whereas with Juan, it was like, all right, who's opening up the vault and who's doing the most for me? And that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I don't think he would be as hated, although if the results were, hey, the Yankees offered 6 years for 160, I don't know, just pay whatever, and the Mets offered an additional year, 7 years for 180, and he took the Mets offer, maybe he would be. He's not going to be hated to the level of Soto. He's just not.
Unless he took less to go to the Mets, is what you're saying. Because then there'd be some vitriol. If he takes less to go to the Mets.
I don't know. He doesn't,
I'd be bothered by that. Be like, what?
Bellinger is not the needle mover that Juan Soto is. That's why I don't think that there's that level of hate. Juan Soto came here and everybody loved him because he was a beast, got the Yankees to their first World Series since 2009, did it in incredible fashion night after night, him and Judge. Bellinger was very good. He wasn't that level of connection with the fan base.
I agree. And listen, it's almost like, do you want to love deeply and risk getting crushed, or, kind of love on the surface, never really feel that depth of love, but also never get crushed? I mean, we fell in love with Soto, and it was a deep connection, and then when he left, it really hurt for a minute, and then, we responded how we did in different responses for different people, whereas with Bellinger, it wasn't quite as passionate. Right. It was more, man, this guy's a baseball player. We respect him. And I think there's also an assumption, unlike Soto at this time last year, I think we're all sitting here saying, yeah, Bellinger's going to be back.
Agreed.
Whereas with Soto, we weren't sure at this point.
I think most people thought Soto loved the Yankees and the pinstripes. I actually think Bellinger does love the Yankees and the pinstripes. But one other thing that I thought about listening to our last caller speak was the Mets are in this habit here of, and I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I'm just thinking it through, taking from the Yankees. It's not on purpose to knock the Yankees, but the Yankees have a good player. That player becomes available, and the Mets are going to inquire about that player. Soto, Clay Holmes, whatever. It's happened with others. Now they're inquiring about Devin Williams. And the idea of Bellinger is another one. Do you think that there's any thought that the Mets are using the Yankees to maybe get, or at least knowing that they have more info saying these players have already performed in New York, as opposed to taking a player from, say, St. Louis or Pittsburgh, whatever, and you don't know. When you come into New York, there's an unknown. I think the players are more appealing, not just because they're Yankees, that doesn't mean anything, but because they succeed or have performed at a high level under the scrutiny of being a New York Yankee in this city, to where the Mets can say, well, we can eliminate that from the equation because we know that this guy can do it here.
That's interesting. Listen, there's a lot of variables. I mean, the stats are the stats for all these players, and now, listen, a lot of this is subjective in terms of how players would age and or will age, and each team kind of evaluates that differently. But the one thing, if you could check the box of, this guy can handle New York, we've already seen it, I could see why that would be an appealing thing. The thing about Bellinger, I think it's different with him because he's already done it. He did it in L.A., he did it in Chicago, he did it in the Bronx. He can play, he can go to Moon, and he's going to be a very, very good baseball player. Yeah, no, I know, but think about what he did with the Dodgers, and maybe they weren't quite what they are now with the Japanese influence and the star. I mean, the Dodgers have always been the Dodgers, but the point being, I don't know that the Mets needed to glean that info from Bellinger, but maybe in the case of somebody like Devin Williams, if that's the case, I think it could dissuade them from going after him unless they like the fact that he failed and bounced back.
What about Soto? I mean, that was another one. Like, you didn't have to worry about Soto when you. I'm just saying, it's at least a good. At some point, the Mets are going to sign players that aren't from the Yankees, and you take a chance on, we don't know. We're going to roll the dice and see if he could succeed in New York. I mean, they traded for Helsley, turned out to be an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
So it's not like they do it every time, but at least you have more of a, and by the way, it could work the same thing for the Yankees. They see a player have success with the Mets and could say, well, we know he works in New York, so there's no issue there. Let's go get Diaz or let's go get Alonso. I'm just saying that I think it gives you more information where each team can use each other to say, well, they performed across town. Why wouldn't they be able to perform here?
I'm a fan of information. Yeah. I mean, I really am. I think think about with getting to the Jets and what quarterback they might take if they take one in 2020. They could take one in 27, as we know. But, like, you just try to check as many boxes and eliminate as much guesswork as possible. Some are massively big things. Some are smaller things. But I don't think it's a small thing showing you can function and then eventually flourish in New York. It's hard.
One issue for me, and you wanted Bellinger more than I did. I thought the Yankees were fine signing him last year, but I didn't want the Mets to get him the year before that. I just wonder about why was he so inconsistent? How do you go from putting up the monster numbers that he did when he first came into the league with the Dodgers to then not put? I mean, he had some bounce back season, sure, but it just was so inconsistent. You go from 39, 25, 47.
Let me pull this up here. Go ahead.
To then forget the pandemic year.
Yep.
I'll go past that. Then you go 10, 19. All right, then back up again, 26 with the Cubs. I'm talking about home runs here.
Yep.
But then back down, 18 with the Cubs. And then he's also playing 130 games the last couple of years. And then last year, back up again with the Yankees. So do you believe that it's more what it was last year or that there's going to be inconsistency? So from a Mets perspective, I would not be signing him for a reliable bat. I would be signing him for his versatility and hope that the bat is there. Whereas the Yankees, I just think he's a better fit there because he's not needed to be some prolific bat. You could live with him being just a solid bat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a tough gauge here. I mean, the 6 years that he's going to probably get, I mean, if he gets 7, that's I'm not loving that. You do it because the Yankees print money, so do the Mets. But, I mean, I think 7's a little nuts, but we'll just say with 6, right? I think what's happened with Bellinger, to answer you directly, number one, I think definitely part of his change is absolutely attributable to that bad shoulder injury. Do you have a stats up?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at the strikeouts. So even with the big numbers, his first year, 146, 151, 108, and then even in 2022 when he was a mess, struck out 150 times. The last 3 years, 87, 89, 90. So
significantly better.
That's a massive drop. So one of the stats that I remember referencing last year before the Yankees even got him, he had the highest 2-strike batting average in baseball. Now, but he also had one of the weaker exit velocities, and that was among some of the nerds like, wow, you're going to really pay this guy a lot of money. His exit velo is kind of league average, slightly above. What are you really getting? Well, I was okay with it because if you try to avoid strikeouts, which to me is winning baseball
I'd
still.
rather do that.
Me too. Well, think about it. If you're trying to flick the ball the other way with 2 strikes, your exit velo is going to go down because, you might hit a little looping base hit. That's 79 miles per hour off the bat versus striking out, but then connecting on more that are 112 off the bat. So your velo will be higher, but your strikeouts will be higher. I think there's baseball reasons. I think he's changed his approach, and I think a lot of it was because of the shoulder.
Yeah, I wonder how much he's going to get. He is fascinating because even if you think about it, he's probably going to give you 25 homers. Is that safe to say? 20?
Sure,
all right,
absolutely.
How about between, even if you want to lower, between 20 and 25 homers?
Yep. 15 to 20 steals.
Yeah, all right. I mean, he had 13 last year, 9 the year before. I don't know, whatever.
Well, if they had the old Mets first base coach, he might steal 40.
Yeah, right, who knows?
Gonna miss him.
He's going to strike out around 90 times fine, under 100. He'll hit between 260 and 270, you'd think.
Yeah.
He'll get on base, 330 clip. I think that those are pretty fair numbers to have a benchmark. He's never going to be what he once was.
No, those days are over. He's a different player.
I think if you go to the Mets, you shave some off. I don't think he's going to have the power that he did with the Yanks last year.
Different dimensions, I'm with you.
But I still think that that's a valuable player who could hit 260 even, 20-plus home runs, and play excellent defense in multiple positions.
Yeah.
I wonder what the market's going to be. And I really do think both teams need. The Mets definitely should be going after Cody Bellinger, and the Yankees would be hard-pressed to lose him.
Bellinger signed with the Yankees. Their offseason stabilized, defensive versatility, blah, blah, blah. Mets sign him. Now it's a totally different approach. If they lost Pete, I know it would hurt many of you, but if you lose Pete, put him at first. If Pete comes back, he's your center fielder, which has been a black hole for a while. Yeah, he's the kind of player. And then you look at this, too. You talk about his deficiencies and who he is. Well, Bregman doesn't really hammer the ball out of the yard. We know that. He's a great defender. But, he's clutch. He's a gamer. But there's questions with him. Tucker, we don't know if he can handle New York. So I think there's really outside of Juan Soto. I mean, last year, not many players have no questions.
Phil is calling from Dublin, PA. What's up, Phil?
Hey, I just wanted to make a case for Ryan McMahon. Keep him at third base. Bregman's going to be 32 years old next spring. And if you look at his numbers, and Fenway Park, 61 RBIs, I'm not impressed. And I think there's already a lesson here with DJ LeMahieu, who the Yankees got, a couple good years out of him, but then he was on the decline. Bregman is on the decline. I would not make a case for Alex Bregman. I would keep McMahon.
I don't think they will.
Base.
Phil, I think there's more of a probability that Bregman's on the Mets. I don't think there's much of a chance at all.
Phil, but let me ask you this. Who do you think is better, Bregman or McMahon?
McMahon is a great fielder.
No, I didn't ask you that. I said who. First of all, Bregman's a great fielder as well.
Bregman's better.
It's not even close. It's not even close. So you're saying.
So what? What are you going to get, a year out of Bregman?
No. I'm asking you, who's the better player? And if we could get to the point where we all know, so I just want to hear you say it, who's the better player, McMahon or Bregman?
Bregman's better.
Okay, so why don't you want
Bregman's better?
Well, okay, agreed. So then why don't you want the better player is what I'm asking.
Because he's going to be 32 years old.
So what?
Okay? And I already learned from DJ LeMahieu. There's already a model of buying a player who's on the decline.
Yeah.
We got 1 or 2 good years out of him, and then he fell apart.
Phil, hold on. I got to insert. Phil, hold on. Phil.
Bregman's on his way down.
Gotcha.
He's on his way down.
I don't really disagree with that. I've got to insert one thing, though, here. You make it seem like Ryan McMahon's 24. In a month, Ryan McMahon literally turns 31 in December.
I know, but his skill set as a fielder, he's not going to lose that.
Bregman's still a great fielder.
You're paying, what is it, 16
mil.
16 million a year for a guy who's got no stick. He's got no stick.
He is a great third baseman.
He is a great third baseman.
And thank you for the call, Phil.
I think McMahon's a better defensive third baseman myself than Bregman, but the whole package. Bregman's the better player. McMahon is a stud fielder, though. He's sick.
Now I know how I sound when I say that Pete Alonso's a great scooper.
You know what I mean? Hey, good. You finally self-awareness is a good thing, Pete.
Does McMahon not have a Gold Glove, or am I just not seeing it?
I don't know if he does. I go to my trusty savant. He's phenomenal.
I mean, Bregman's a Gold Glover. I mean, come on. And he's a clutch. Man, the only argument is dollars, and even that. I want the best player. I'm not worried about year 5. I'm trying to win a World Series now. Now. It's been too long. Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009. Do I have to remind you that? Why are you worried about the finances? Oh, I saw LeMahieu. LeMahieu at his peak almost got the Yankees over the hump.
Won a batting title. Didn't he win 2? I know he hit at least 1.
Tremendous.
Here.
He was a difference maker for the Yankees.
Yep.
He was the exact guy that they needed, a high average guy, put the bat on the ball, clutch. Obviously, he fell off the cliff. I mean, it happens. All right, so you're anticipating that with Bregman? You don't know what the total cost is going to be for Bregman here, and he's just a better ball player.
But I think it's going to be 5. Remember, I gave you the 5 or 6 models, The Athletic had one, Newsweek. I gave you that yesterday. The model for Bregman was consistently, 5, 6 years. Nothing was below 5.
All right, so do the math. So you got 2 years left on McMahon.
$32 million total for McMahon.
Okay,
yep.
And what do you think Bregman gets?
I think the average. There, I have it in these notes.
I mean, what are we? Is this?
Hold on.
Are we the Mariners here, or is this the Yankees?
Well, the Mariners just gave the other a few bucks. Right?
Yeah, but even $32 million from McMahon, that cut him and move on, or trade him and move on. McMahon, I'm sorry, he's not any good. He's a good defensive player, and it's at least he can catch the ball. Yeah,
he's
I know.
A great fielder.
Here's the thing.
He's not good. He's
that's
phenomenal
a good start.
On third
right?
base.
That's a good start for a lower level team. Well, we got somebody that can catch it. Now the idea would be to get somebody who can catch it and hit it. That's what we want. Somebody who can catch and hit. This is the New York Yankees, and you're settling for a guy. And I'm not trying to disparage McMahon. We know what he was as a player. He had no stick. None. And you tell me you'd rather have that than Bregman because Bregman's 32 years old and is going to cost you a little bit more? It's the Yankees. What's the difference? $100 million? All right. Come on, Hal, cut the check.
I mean, listen, cut it. He won't. Not to that extent. I don't think there's much of a chance at all Bregman's coming here. I know he's better than McMahon. I think McMahon's defense it's not good. And I'm not a prisoner of the moment here. And I watch every Yankee game. Ryan McMahon's defense at third base is as good a defense as I've ever seen from any Yankee third baseman in my life.
All right, but Bregman is a Gold Glover, so your floor is the same.
Yeah, but when did he win him, though?
Well, what's the difference?
Well, if he won him 3 years ago, he's not the same defender.
When did McMahon win him?
I don't know.
Never. The answer is never. You would think the guy's got the way we talk about him here. It's like
he's a great
he must have
fielder.
4 or 5 Gold Gloves.
Yeah, but
like, maybe he got robbed by Arenado.
Well, I was going to say Arenado. He did.
Okay.
I mean, that's a real. Arenado's one of the best third basemen ever defensively.
Okay.
Listen, I do. If McMahon didn't hit 208, I like him a lot more. Can he hit 20 with a little more?
Strikeout machine.
I
the
know,
last thing you
dude.
need.
He's an 8 hitter. I'm not saying he's going to be better than that. But can he hit you 230? Which, by the way, I mean it's also Colorado, but he's done that before in Colorado. 2-0 last year represented his worst offensive season ever. So is that who he is now, or is that just a bad year with nothing around him? I don't know. I don't pretend to know. Can he hit 230 to 240? 240 might be ambitious. With 20 to 23 home runs and be Greg Nettles at third base? If he could for $16 million, I'll take it.
Bregman has only won 1 Gold Glove, 2024.
You want it? So you just want it. Oh, man. Oh, you know what I meant to ask you before we go on? We don't have time, but we talked about Bellinger. This started Bellinger to the Mets. If the Mets got Bellinger, I want to know where you think that he'd actually hit in the order.
All right, we could do that when we come back. We'll continue with the calls. Well, got to work some football into the conversation. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan. Hey, stop dealing with your neck pain, backache, sciatica, and go see 3 double board certified pain specialists at Samuel Institute for Pain Management. They specialize in headaches, migraines, and nerve pain, and will get you back to feeling yourself again with minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Samwell for pain-relieving solutions. Same-day appointments available with offices in Colonia, Livingston, and Englewood, New Jersey. Turn to Samwell Pain for effective pain-relieving solutions. Visit SamwellPain.com.
This week on The Fan.
Keep listening for your chance to score a pair to see Motley Crue at the PNC Bank Art Center, July 31st. Tickets go on sale Friday, 9 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Brought to you by Live Nation. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Step up to the plate with confidence with the Jeep brand's newest MVP, the all-electric Jeep Wagoneer S. Year after year, the Jeep brand has delivered game-changing technology and features to help keep you off the bench and on to your next adventure. By blending thoughtful luxury capability and advanced technology, the Jeep Wagoneer S is one key player that doesn't disappoint. Experience the brand new head-turning design and luxurious interior without sacrificing on the legendary performance you love. Excellent range capacity opens up the playing field, and with 4x4 capability, featuring select terrain driving modes, how you play the game is up to you. The interior cabin of Wagoneer S pays special attention to detail with high-quality luxury refinements and seamless connectivity that surrounds you in comfort, along with premium seating, ambient lighting, and over 170 standard safety and security features. And like most All-Stars, it can really motor, especially with standard 600 horsepower. It's rugged, plays aggressive, and isn't afraid to get dirty. And with the exciting offers and deals going on right now at your local Jeep brand dealer, it all adds up to Jeep Wagoneer S being a steal. So hurry in today and blast one out of the park. Jeep is a registered trademark.
If you're injured in an accident, the Rothenberg Law Firm is on your side. A legendary team that has won billions over 5 decades. The Rothenberg Law Firm. 1-800-624-8888 or injurylawyer.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon, returns to Paramount Plus. From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Yellowstone, starring Billy Bob Thornton.
You have to know the rules of the game and bend them, and you really have to know them to break them.
Demi Moore.
I want success. Get it for me.
Andy Garcia, Ali Larter, and Sam Elliott.
You don't even know the game you're playing, do you?
Landman, new season, now streaming. Only on Paramount Plus.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Nada que ver. Bring in a bill from AT&T or T-Mobile to a Verizon store today, and we'll give you a better deal. ¿Y ahora? ¿Qué vas a hacer with all those unwanted bills? Pues, how about a full-scale origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Fuera de broma. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to your local Verizon store in New York City today, and we'll give you a better deal for you and tu familia. Rankings based on RidMetrics Root Score Report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Requires postpaid consumer mobile bill from T-Mobile or AT&T dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. For New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Move and be moved in the Mazda CX-5, the smart choice for those who expect more. With standard i-Active all-wheel drive and advanced safety, there's more to a Mazda. Celebrate the More to Move You winter sales event and lease the Mazda CX-5 for $229 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Hey, Rutgers Nation, the final home football game is just around the corner. Don't miss a moment. It's our last home game of the season at SHI Stadium on Saturday, November 29th, as your Scarlet Knights take on the Penn State Nittany Lions.
This is Coach Shiano. Keep chopping.
Join the fun. The Rutgers Boardwalk turns into a winter wonderland with Santa and all of your favorite holiday characters 4 hours before kick. Rutgers versus Penn State, Saturday, November 29th, SHI Stadium.
Boomer here. You know, keeping your gut healthy is the key to feeling good every single day. I've been using Terra Origin's Healthy Gut Powder now, and it really does make a difference.
I gave it a try too, Boomer. Now it's nice and quiet in there.
That's because it's packed with the probiotics and nutrients that help keep everything running smooth, more energy, better focus, you know, the whole deal.
Terra Origin also makes on-the-go stick packets, which are super convenient.
So head over to TerraOrigin.com to find the formula that works best for you. For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Look at Hoff, the music man, digging in. Little Motley Crue to Crew. Caller number 10 right now. Who wants to go see Motley Crue? I do. In July. Caller 10, 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. And that's your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Motley Crue, July 31, PNC Bank Arts Center in Jersey, courtesy of Live Nation. Tickets going on sale this Friday at 9 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. And don't forget, tomorrow, in both the noon and the 1 o'clock hour, BT and Sal, more chances to win to go hang out with one of the best bands, certainly from the 80s, one of my favorites, The Crew, Motley Crue. There you go.
This is one of their songs that I can relate to. I like it.
You know this? You don't know this.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
What's the name of it again?
You don't know this one.
Hoff,
10 Seconds to Love.
There you go. That's all I got.
In and out?
10 Seconds to Love. What were you and Hoff fighting about during that commercial?
No, we were just talking about it. It wasn't a fight.
Yeah.
It was, I got to pull it up. Now, I saw a proposal from your boy, Duquette, from SNY.
Jim Duquette?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you have? Wait, this was on
where
Hot
is it
Stove
here?
last night?
No, I saw something on social media. Now I got to find it. It was a proposal. Here it is.
Oh, I don't think it was on Hot Stove last night.
I'm sorry. It was Bowden, not Duquette. It was Bowden.
Yeah,
it
I was going to say
Jim
big
Bowden.
difference.
Okay.
Oh, Bowden.
Big difference, true. I like Duquette. He's a good dude.
Duke's legit. Bowden. All right, but what did he say? Not so
Thinking
sure.
up for your network boy. I love it.
Wow.
I got you. No, I remember Duquesne. I used to talk to him back in the day. Big fan.
Bowden takes some big swings and misses with these things. That's what I'm saying.
Now, who doesn't? I mean, yeah, Heyman the other day telling us that, I mean, who is right anymore?
Yeah.
So, all right, so the Mets receive Scooble. Now, Hoff actually said, no, I don't think I would do this.
So
what would you do?
This is just a proposal.
Wait. Before you put all... Don't do that.
Did I mischaracterize
Yes, you did.
the conversation?
I didn't say no. I said I'd almost trade anything for Scooble,
Yeah.
but you got to lock him up.
Okay,
now
that's
the
true.
preference
Which
was,
is not going to happen.
So this is
But yes, you did say that.
is just Bowden's proposed trade.
Yes.
Scooble to the
hypothetical
Mets.
trade to get Scooble. Mets get Scooble. That's it.
Yeah.
Tigers get Tong, number 4 prospect.
Yeah.
Sproat, number 5. Jet Williams, number 3. And Mauricio. Would you make the trade?
Oh, my God.
In a heartbeat, you make the trade.
Yes.
And Hoff's telling me, well, only if he would sign.
Yeah,
he's not.
You
He's
just have to make
porous.
sure you make sure that you sign him.
He's
you lock
not
him up. You
doing
give him the
that,
$500 million. No, why? No.
They're not gonna do that.
Who's not doing it? Who's not doing it? Are the Mets not offering him a crazy ass contract?
Oh, Boris
and Scooble won't accept it.
Again,
What's
here's
the difference?
thing.
You wouldn't do. Let's say Scooble says, yeah, you know what? I don't like New York.
You're being
I want-
irresponsible.
No, I'm saying, let's say that Scooble comes out and says, I don't want to be in New York with the Mets after the 1 year. I want to move on. So what? I'd still do that trade.
No, you can't be irresponsible. You have to be smart about this. I have no problem giving up anybody for Tariq Scooble. I don't care who
What about
it is.
McLean?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, that's irresponsible.
But here's it is. It's not irresponsible. If you know you're going to sign the guy, I have no problem doing it. I don't care.
You're never going to know that, Hoff.
But
you can ask it if you can answer.
You can.
And then
hey,
you'll see
by the
you'll
way, hey, you could listen. Trust me. We understand that people talk behind the scenes, whatever it is, what it is. You're telling me right now we can't be like, hey, listen, we're going to trade for you, and we are going to give you so much money that you don't need to go to
like
free
400
agency.
milli?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with that. I obviously that would be the case, but so my thing is, let's say that trade offer stands, but Scooble and his agent tell you, the Mets, we're not. Well, you could go to them and say, we're going to give you $400 million. They say, look, we don't care if it's whatever money, we're not signing it. Do you then not make that trade?
I can't do it.
See, that's when we have.
I'm with you. You have to do it.
No, you don't. You don't have to do it because
Well,
you
then
can
you're
trade
not
for
gonna win. Who's your ace next year?
Oh, but hold on. Look, first of all, Tariq Scooble is not the only pitcher in baseball.
He's the best pitcher in baseball.
Yes,
and
I know. He's a Cy Young Award winner. He won last year. I would love to get him. But if you give me those 5 players, how about try Paul Skeens? How about you try, I don't know, people aren't going to go for Alcantara. Okay, fine. But how about Joe Ryan? How about other
But they're not.
great
But they're not
aces?
Scooble.
Okay, because there's only one Scooble. He can listen,
Which is why
I
you do
get it.
something that's unconventional without a contract.
I get it. No, you don't.
All right, so you
That's
wouldn't
just
do it. I would do it.
irresponsible.
And then
How about this? How about this? How about this?
Hold on. Here's the risk that you run. So I get it. You don't want to do it. I think
told
that's
you we were
nuts.
fighting about it, you and him.
I think it's
Go ahead.
nuts, right?
Yes, we are fighting
He won't
about
do it. So the Yankees will do it. The Dodgers will
the
do
Yankees
it. And then
wouldn't
he'll
do
go
it.
to those teams,
Yankees
and the
would
Mets
not do
won't
it.
get them, and those teams will win, and the Mets won't.
Let me put this. Compare what you gave up for Juan Soto. What did the Yankees give up for Juan Soto?
They gave up a backup catcher.
Okay.
They gave up Michael King.
Hold on.
Multiple
A backup
arms.
catcher.
start with
We're
the
talking
Gassion.
about 5 top prospects. 5, and I don't care about the prospects.
Yeah.
But you're talking about 5 top prospects, and you're saying, hey, we gave up a backup catcher and continue.
You don't know. I'm just got to start somewhere. They gave up Hashioka.
Right.
Michael King.
Come on,
I got to frame it my way. Then they gave up Michael King and, whatever. I forgot what else they gave up.
Michael King, who's already a free agent. Like, let's be serious here. You're not talking apples to apples at all. Juan Soto's the best free agent available. Got it. He's going to free agency. You gave up a bunch of nothing to get Juan Soto. You stole him. If you told me that, I'll give up a bunch of nothing for Tariq Scooble all day long. That's fine. Top 5 prospects, you got to lock him up. Otherwise, you're just being stupid.
I think that's a fair thought. I disagree with it. You may disagree with it as well, but I think that's a fair, practical thought.
It is, but it's not realistic for me. But what he's saying, I get it. The Mets should try to do that.
Right.
They will be rebuffed, and then they will have to make a determination. All right, do we do it anyway? Or, nope, we're going to hold our line. I hear you. It's just not going to happen. I have no problem trying to do it.
You're saying they can't get him.
They're not going to. Boris is not going to say, oh, yeah, I'll sign for $400 million before he hits free agency.
All right, forget that. Then what about the lesser prospects going there?
There's no way the Tigers are going to do that.
Well, why not? Are they going to get a better
Because
offer than
somebody
that?
else will think, yes.
Oh, we don't know. We'll see.
You're telling me nobody in baseball is going to trade for Scoville without a 9-year extension?
Hold on. I've looked at some people and
no Benj in there, Hoff. Though
he's not in there.
It doesn't make a difference. Give him, throw him in there too. I don't care, but he's got to lock him up. The Mets have a loaded farm system as far as prospects go.
Yeah.
In top 100, they have I've seen some people say they have up to 7 top 100 prospects. Go trade them all. I don't care. No one else has as many as the Mets do. But be responsible. Don't give a load. Like last year, they gave up 12 players for 4 free agents that did absolutely nothing for the team. Be more responsible with these players. I don't care about getting rid of them. Be responsible about it.
A question, one more for you, Hoff. So let's say that this goes down the way you would do it, and the Tigers say not happening. Scoville either stays there, dealt mid-season, or dealt somewhere else. Right? Where's the pivot? Then what do you do?
Well, I just talked about it. You got Ryan. You got other pitchers that are. You're telling me right now, if those 5 prospects that you want to give up that you said you start offering to other Major League Baseball teams, you think that 29 or 28 other teams are going to be like, no, we don't want those prospects
I don't
for
think
a top
that at all.
pitcher. But guys listen, Paul Skeens, I'm sorry, but the Pittsburgh Pirates are listening to that.
I don't think Skeens is getting dealt. Now,
I'm not saying he's not getting dealt, but I'm saying if you go to the Pirates and say, we're going to give you a buttload of prospects.
I think it's boatload.
No, this is a buttload. This is bigger than a boatload. It's a buttload of prospects. You're telling me right now. You're telling me right now that the Pirates are going to sit there and say, "Nah, we can't go that route because we're going to hold on to him for another
year." Here's what they'd say now, and I know your answer, but they would say, "Oh, we'll take that, and we want McClain, and we want the first baseman Clifford, and we want something else." And then
you're going to give him 8 players. I don't think that's not reasonable.
I'm going to get rid of Jet Williams. How tall is Jet? What is he? 5'2"? Jet Williams.
Look at what's Jose Altuve. I mean, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Altuve in the history of baseball. Jet Williams going to be number 2.
Yeah.
Yes. As long as you attach a wire to his chest, yes.
They call Jet Williams the alien. I don't know if you know that, PT, but Jet Williams is referred to as the alien. So what could go wrong? PT and Sal on the Fan. We'll take a quick break. Come back. We'll power up. Then we'll get back to your calls. Got to power up with our power rankings here ahead of Week 12 in the NFL.
And that is always a challenge. I mean, the fluctuations. I mean, I had not put Denver all year.
You just got into it, Hoff. You and I are going to have a major problem if Denver's on your top 5.
I cannot grant you that, although this might have to be the week that I crack a little bit, maybe. Hey, guys, the Hess trucks are back and it's better than ever. That's right. It is that time of year again. Holiday lights are on. Traffic's going to be picking up. Christmas shows, Christmas music. Love it. Also time for the end, by the way, for dope. We got the Mensch on the Bench coming, all that good stuff. Time for the Hess toy trucks. You know the Mensch on the Bench, right?
I am not familiar with that.
That is the Jewish version of the Elf on the Shelf. Yes.
Is that a thing, though?
Absolutely.
It became a thing when people felt they were being left out.
Yeah, very commercialized, like Elf on the Shelf.
Okay.
And then,
did not know.
Yeah, a lot of Jewish people, and they got the Mensch on the Bench. You wake up.
Nobody I know, but yes.
Okay.
Well, but you don't celebrate.
Okay, but it's
a question was not with that.
Yeah, I got you.
Mensch on the Bench is not for Christmas, PT.
No, it's for Hanukkah.
Yeah, right.
But you could get a Hess truck for Hanukkah.
You celebrate Hanukkah, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But I'm saying you can get the Hess truck for Hanukkah.
Okay.
Already in the plans.
It is.
Yes.
Well, because it's free for you.
They're race cars this year, by the way.
Anyway, guys, the Hess toy trucks, whatever you celebrate, whatever denomination you are, they are phenomenal. Whatever, made up, commercialized, sensationalized Hallmark thing in the morning for the kids. That is real, pardon me. However you see this, they can be there and the kids will flip out. You get 2 racers in one amazing holiday gift, the 2025 stock car, and they're loaded with action-packed features, 67 animated lights, 5 realistic sounds. You got a pullback motor. Now, my son, who really doesn't play with toys, it's either shooting hoops or baseball cards or hitting a ball or doing something. This is like one of the only toys that he ever played with. He loved this thing when Santa brought it last year. Available exclusively at HessToyTruck.com. HessToyTruck.com, $49.99. Free standard shipping and batteries included. These trucks are going to sell out. They do every year. They have for decades. Don't wait. Visit HessToyTruck.com. Get yours today.
It's Keith McPherson at night on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Go back with the Yankees missing the postseason in 2023. What did they do that offseason? They made the trade and gave up everything they had to give up to get Juan Soto.
Listen to Keith McPherson on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. The Pittsburgh Steelers should not push it with Aaron Rodgers as he recovers from a fracture in his non-throwing wrist. Yes, he's eager to practice, but Chicago isn't the matchup to gamble on when Buffalo and Baltimore loom next, games that could define Pittsburgh's season. With Mason Rudolph showing he can steady the offense, Pittsburgh is better off playing it safe to keep Rodgers healthy for the weeks that matter most. I'm Maggie Gray.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run on Square. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the jackpot on FanDuel. Because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each and every week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown scorer bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last TD of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is also the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last TD pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. The new center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone, too, for my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile. The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Better pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge credits and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills. Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
I'm Sia, and I support Humane World for Animals, formerly called the Humane Society of the United States. Together, we have created a new version of Peter Gabriel's beautiful song, Salisbury Hill, to celebrate Humane World for Animals and everything they do. Enjoy the song and join us in helping Humane World for Animals end animal cruelty.
Here. If you love cooking as much as I do, you got to listen up. The Chef IQ Mini Oven is your all-in-one kitchen hero. It bakes, broils, air fries, dehydrates, slow cooks, toasts, and more. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, a color touchscreen, a soft closed door. It even syncs with the Chef IQ app and pair it with the IQ Sense thermometer for perfect USDA-safe temps every single time you cook. So why not grab yours right now at chefiq.com. Use my name, code word Boomer, to save 30% at checkout.
Now it's time to power up with BT and Sal.
All right, BT, here we go. Power Up brought to you by Princeton Longevity Center. Experience the power of personalized medicine. I found this one easier than weeks past, but still difficult. I had my top 3 locked in, and the final 2 were tough. I had it down to 6 teams, 2 spots. You want me to start it off here with my number 5?
Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, jump into it. Here we go.
Number 5, the Detroit Lions. I couldn't leave the Lions off, even though they lost to the Eagles. I'm going based off not just what has happened. I think anybody can look at the stats and look at the point differential. It's a factor of everything, what has happened and what I believe will happen moving forward. And push comes to shove. And by the way, that game Sunday night came down to a horrific call anyway. So if the Lions win that game, then I definitively would have had them on my list over the Eagles. Hard to leave the Eagles off. They just continue to win. I know their defense is terrific. I don't have them on. I'm still going with Detroit. I believe that Detroit is going to be better in the long run, in the end of the postseason, than Philadelphia. So therefore, Detroit is number 5.
They've confounded me a lot this year. I've said that Detroit is not on my list here. And really, the basis for that, just quick on why I don't have Detroit in my top 5, is they have lost too many of their measuring stick games. The games that were like, okay, let's tune in. Let's see who the Lions are. They've lost too many, so I've got to penalize them for that. All right. Number 5 for me. Let me get this out of the way. This guy's Broncos. Now he's tweeting my Broncos this, and I love the Denver. Yeah, let me tell you why they're 5, though. Now, I don't even think Kansas City's getting into the playoffs here. So how can I elevate a team that I've never had in my top 5 and throw them into a 1 spot or a 2 spot, which I think some people might think would be more commensurate with where they should reside, when I really don't, I haven't quite valued the Chiefs maybe the way others have. So and I respect Denver. They're obviously good. They're 9-2, man. And the big difference this year is that they're winning the tight ones. Last year, they were 1-6 in 1-score games. This year, they're 7-2. You know, Bo Nix, I'm not going to the edge of the earth with this guy, but I love their defense. I love their coach. I know he made big throws second half against Kansas City. I respect it. So I'm going to put them on the list, but right now they're 5. They got to work their way up from there.
All right, number 4 for me, and this was a tough one as well, because it's hard to not. The Eagles were my first team off. I just say that. So the Eagles are not on my list. I'm going with the 49ers. They're getting healthy.
Wow.
Purdy back. Yeah, so as I project ahead, I'd rather be ahead of this than reacting to it.
Okay.
I believe, now I still have the Rams higher on my list as I did consistently. I just think that they're a better team. But I think the Niners could be the second best team in the NFL. In the NFC. I don't believe the Eagles. I don't believe in anybody I certainly don't believe in the Bears or Packers. I believe in the Lions more so than anybody else in the North. But I believe in the Niners more so than them. I believe in the Niners more than the Seahawks. So process of elimination, getting healthy, we're able to sustain it. I love their head coach, love their quarterback. Their weapons are getting healthier as well. They have the pedigree. I think people are going to start to open their eyes up to the Niners. There's softer schedule the rest of the way. They can be one of the top teams in the NFC. I would, as a long shot right now, you probably have a good long shot with the Niners. I mean, dude, their schedule, they got the Panthers. They just beat up on the Cardinals. They got the Panthers, Browns, Titans, at Indy, home versus the Bears, and they close out versus the Seahawks. That is a pretty, now there's a couple of games in there that'll be measuring sticks, but that's a pretty soft schedule for the Niners team who's getting healthier. I think they're going to be, when all said and done, one of the best teams in the league. Give me the 49ers, number 4.
Okay, interesting way to look at it. I don't have the Niners. I did have them at various points early in the season. I'm going to have to, they got to show me a little bit more, but I hear you. Now, this one comes down to, and this is not necessarily a good thing, but how much you trust Sam Darnold. I mean, every time Sam Darnold, talking about the Lions measuring games, well, Darnold in the playoffs last year was awful. Obviously, did not go this well against the very well against the Rams last week with four picks. And listen, the Seattle defense was actually really good most of that game. They only gave up 7 points in the final 45 minutes. So I'm not about to abandon Seattle. They are 7-3. They lost to a team, and I'll get to the Rams later on my list here. I feel like the regular season version of Seattle, I've got a lot more faith in than the postseason version, so I might have to amend this or kind of flip things down the road. But I got Seattle number 4. I think the NFC is definitively better than the AFC, so I've got to reward a team that's 7-3 in a good conference.
I have 3 NFC teams of my 5, but the top 2 are in the AFC. To play furthermore on the Seahawks and the Niners, for the record, the Niners already beat Seattle in Seattle to open the season. They've beaten the Rams in Los Angeles the first time. They split those 2 games. So, I mean, the Niners have also already beaten some good teams. Early on or not, I mean, those are some impressive wins there. And as we said, we're getting healthier. So my number 3 team is the Rams. I think the Rams have been the best team start to finish throughout the NFC this year. I get everybody's going to say the Eagles and look at the Eagles record. I still feel like something is off with Philadelphia. I know they continue to win. Maybe it's similar to what I thought about the Chiefs last year. I never truly, fully believed in them, but yet all they did was win, and that's where we're at with Philadelphia. But as of now, I still think the Rams, coach, quarterback, defense, all of it. I think the Rams are the best team. They just continue to go out there. They beat Seattle, that was a measuring stick game, so it was a tight game, but still coming out on top of Seattle. Had they lost that, be a different story here. Maybe I have to put the Seahawks on my list and knock the Rams down a little bit, which would then probably have the Niners off it. But with their win over Seattle and the way they've played all year long, I think the Rams are the clear number 3.
Okay, here's the team another team that's giving me some fits here, trying to figure out who they are. I'm going to show a little love to the Bills. As I say this, I feel like it's already too high. But, that was one of the big games, one of the marquee games last week. Tampa, Baker, coach, they know how to win. And Josh Allen was phenomenal. Now, listen, the Bills' defense has not stopped. Their run defense has been a problem all year. But they put up 44 points, and they didn't even have Dalton Kincaid and Keon Coleman. Obviously, that was a big story coming out of Buffalo this week. He was inactive here. You got a couple of tough ones coming up. You got Houston. You got Pittsburgh. Got to go up to Foxborough to take on the first-place Patriots. So we will have a more definitive feel for the Bills soon. I don't love this. I'm going to put them 3rd, and I'm going to tell you, as I just did, don't love it, but they're 3 for me.
Yeah, I couldn't put them on there.
Yeah, I get it.
They were, again, I had a box of, as I'm writing these notes down, a box of 6 teams, and they were one I considered, along with the Ravens. Couldn't put the Ravens on there yet, and even though they beat the Browns, it wasn't impressive, and I can't trust them just yet. I want to believe in the Bills. I want to trust them. And it wasn't impressive. I just don't. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost tonight to the Texans. We're going to find out. I'll find out more. Well, we all will. But me personally, my belief in the Bills, if they can win this game on the road against a good defense tonight, I think that changes maybe the perception, gets them back into being one of the best teams in the league. Right now, I can't. They're way too inconsistent. Number 2, I got to go New England. I flip-flopped this week, where last week I had the Pats as number 1. This week, I'm going to go New England, number 2. And look, they're both tight, but the Patriots have just been so good all year long. Their quarterback's an MVP candidate. We know about the head coach. We know about the running backs and the defense that they have. So do I trust them to go through the AFC playoffs and get to the Super Bowl? No. But right now, I think New England is the second best team. They've earned that based on their record, based on their performance, continuing to progress and get better each and every week, led by Drake May.
Okay, I dropped them from my list. They didn't look very good against the Jets. They're off. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Here I am, and I had them on my list 2 weeks before you did. So I know that they're good, but they are, and Drake May's going to be a star, and he might already be. Vrabel's really good, but they're a little deficient, and if the Jets had competent quarterback play, they could have lost that game. That was an unimpressive performance. Either way, I've got Philly number 2. Now, if Philly didn't have a recent history, Super Bowl champs and a playoff lineage here, I would probably be saying, I can't trust this team. Yeah. Questionable coaching, too aggressive in spurts, the offense all disjointed and wacky, some infighting here. They're 8-2. They just beat the Lions. Now, I pointed this out last week, and he had a forced fumble, his first game. Talking about Jalen Phillips, who was a very good a deadline acquisition by Howie Roseman. He had another really good game. So it's a team that knows how to win. The guy that they brought in to add to their talent base has been phenomenal, 2 for 2 so far. You know, I don't think they'll ever win where they're just bludgeoning people and suddenly A.J. Brown's smiling and everybody's happy. I don't think that that's going to happen, but until they start losing some more games, I got to show the champ some love. Number 2, Philly.
Yeah, totally get it. I understand that. I don't have them on my list, like I said, but if they win this week against Dallas, I'm going to have no choice. I have to put them on there. I just don't believe in them. And I do believe in the Denver Broncos, as you know. My Broncos, we talked about this with Costos. I believed in the Broncos early on. I see them continuing to get better. Even with injuries to J.K. Dobbins now, he's going to be out. They still have plenty of backs that they could go with. They're led by a Super Bowl winning head coach with a brilliant mind offensively. My only hesitation is Bo Nix, but even he has made big plays in key spots. So no team is perfect. Who's better than Denver definitively in the AFC? I asked you this weeks ago, and even more so now, you can't say it. I don't.
I was saying Kansas City when they got healthy. That conversation's done.
Well, I didn't.
It's not the Bills. Definitively better.
Neither of us had the Chiefs. It doesn't mean that the Chiefs can't win in the playoffs there, but it's going to be on the road. If they do meet up, it's going to be in Denver, and I'll take my chance with the Broncos. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say it now. What's today's date?
20th.
November 20th. Super Bowl prediction. Broncos, 49ers. Mark that down. That's my gut feel right now. Broncos, 49. Yeah, I know. I like that
nice.
matchup
There you
too.
go.
But anyway, Denver's
Broncos,
their defense is legit. You saw it swarming the Chiefs all afternoon. The Colts, do you trust them? Chargers, no. Chiefs, Texans.
Patriots, you can't fully trust them yet. No,
Baltimore,
I got you.
Buffalo, I think Denver's tougher. And if all roads go through Denver, which they might, there's still work to be done here.
They might be the top seed when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I like my Broncos.
Riding those Denver Broncos. You got to get you a Broncos jersey. Come on, man. Do you have one? You got enough jerseys there.
No, I don't want a Broncos jersey.
You don't want one? So it's not really your team. You're just saying this because you're gloating a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I'm rooting for them this year because I believed in them.
I know.
And you
have been on their train for a while. All right. I got the Rams number 1. You know, and the Eagles, who are number 2 for me, they're right there. The Rams for the top seed in the NFC. The Eagles, I think would still have that slightly, but they're both 8-2. Stafford's on pace for 40 touchdowns. I talked about one of the concerns about Seattle, where from their point of view, Sam Darnold threw 4 picks. Well, who forced him into 4 picks? The Rams did. And, you talk about McVay, and they've got Shula, who very well could be the Giants coach. I don't know. But they've got a really good coaching staff, and they run the hell out of it. The Rams are so good. I got the Rams number 1 at 8-2 on the season.
BT and Sal on the fan. More of your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019, the number to call right now. Let's get you updated. Here's Andrew Bogut.
Sports with Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 7. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon. At 1 o'clock, I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results. ChefIQ.com. And by Ray Cattina Lexus of Freehold and Ray Cattina Lexus of Monmouth. No one sells more Lexus vehicles in New Jersey than Ray Cattina Lexus. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Unwrap exceptional offers on all models, including the all-new GX and TX at Ray Cattina Lexus of Freehold and Ray Cattina Lexus of Monmouth. The Giants didn't just lose again last weekend. They had to deal with Abdul Carter's benching. D coordinator Shane Bowen just said Carter has handled the situation as you would like.
Unfortunate situation, handled internally. But he's been locked in this week. He has. He came in here Tuesday, ready to go, ready to learn, ready to make the corrections. It was good yesterday. We just got to continue to kind of stack these days here as we get through the week, and hopefully we'll be ready to go Sunday.
Jackson Dart will practice again today, another step towards playing on Sunday. Thursday Night Football has the Texans hosting the Bills. Westwood One coverage kicking off at 7:30 here on the Fan. Number 14, St. John's hosting Bucknell tonight. Fordham entertains LIU. Fan weather is sponsored by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be located in New York. It's 45 degrees and mostly sunny in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Francis left to Blaine, gets some side ducks under the reverse, is spun home. What a move by Tariq Francis.
After starting the season 5-0, the Rutgers men's basketball team will wrap up their season-opening 5-game homestand. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join myself and Austin Johnson for all the action as RU faces Central Connecticut State tomorrow night, with tip-off set for 6:30 on The Fan, Sports Radio 660 AM, the home of Rutgers Big Ten basketball, and always live on the Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio app.
It's the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. So don't just hang your own lights. Venture out and look for the northern lights. Drink cocoa on the beach. Or be a drive-by karaoke caroler. Because every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So you can take holidays to places they've never been. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more. Kia, movement that inspires.
See Kia dealer for warranty details. Event ends 12/1/25.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. Accident victims, I understand how an accident can turn your world upside down. You're in pain. You need medical care. You can't work. You're struggling to pay your bills, and you don't have a clue what your rights are. So what do? Call the first law firm that pops up on the internet? Look for the best website? Or say, hey, find me a lawyer? The options are endless, but the answers are simple. Ask around, read reviews, and go with your gut. Great law firms build great reputations. I built D'Agostino & Associates one client at a time by doing the right thing for accident victims just like you. Our clients know my team cares, and we're going to fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So call me today at 888-24-LAW-24. That's 888-24-LAW-24. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, and we'll come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
The holidays are back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks signature espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
This is Carrie Cooper. It was a small complex of bungalows in the LA neighborhood of Echo Park in the early 70s. The gigging and collaboration between Linda Ronstadt, Glenn Fry, and Jackson Browne was the beginning of Southern California rock. More at FocusOnRock.com.
Hey, New York sports fans, this is Chris Hodge from TakingVegas.com and the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. We hit the under last week, Jets, Patriots. Let's hit again on Thursday night. Text the word WIN to the number 545454. Text the word WIN to the number 545454. Buffalo, Houston, Thursday night is absolutely free on the text line. Again, let's keep it real. Come Sunday, the Jets are playing the Ravens. The Giants are playing the Lions. That's a combined loss of about 89 points between the two teams. Fans of those two teams are going to be absolutely miserable come Sunday night. So let's make some money on Thursday night. Absolutely free. Text the word WIN to the number 545454. That's text the word WIN to the number 545454. Buffalo, Houston for Thursday night free. Plus, check out the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to EdisonHVAC.com.
Like most car buyers, you want to get the most for your money. That's why more Mazda buyers choose Ramsey Mazda. Get an impressive offer on a new Mazda CX-5 starting at $28,319 during the More to Move You sales event. Over 1,000 new Mazda vehicles to choose from. Visit RamseyMazda.com. Get the most for your money at Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
So for the past few months, I've been telling everyone about my new favorite water, Elevate Hydrogen Infused Super Water. It is actually backed by science, tastes fantastic, and has incredible benefits. And best of all, I'm feeling amazing just drinking it. Elevate is all about transforming lives. So here's what they're offering for you, my listeners, today. Go to drinkelevate.com, put in my code BOOMER12, and get 100% off your first 12-pack case of Elevate Super Water. So order now, order today. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
later.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Back on the Fan. Did you see the BT and Sal show on the Fan presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers? Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Giants. Did you see the video of Cam Scadaboo downing an energy drink?
I did, from his cleat. What? I don't know, man. Cam's getting a little.
I think he's got some.
Much.
He's got to get back on the football field. Like, he's got some issues, man.
Did you see him walking around the mall too? That was actually fun. Some Eagles fan. He likes the attention.
Is that a thing, Huff? I'm sorry, BT. He said something in my. What is it? It's called a shoey?
It's called a shoey. Yeah, it's
what's a shoey?
So the Australians, they do that in the
rugby.
No, UFC fights. There's a bunch of fighters, the Australian fighters, that do it when after they're done, after a knockout, they'll go grab a shoe from somebody, pour a beer on it, and just down it.
I mean, that's absolutely repulsive.
Yeah.
A shoe.
It looks disgusting,
gross,
and then he does it, and he's giving woo afterward.
Yes,
like
I saw it.
He's a beast, man. Anyway,
did you see him showing off how he pops out his shoulder?
I saw that too. And who was he showing? He was in the
this
back
guy
of a car.
Neon is his.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
He's all over
social media.
Twitch and all right. I mean,
he's not here.
I miss the good old days of football players. Playing football. I like Scat. I love watching him play on Sunday. I don't need the other stuff. So you guys were talking about something again during the break as it pertains to Tarek Skubal, but this time with the Yankees, correct, Hop? What was it that you had?
Basically, I think Jim Bowden basically came up with a bunch of different trade
so
offers.
he has one for the Yankees as well?
Yeah. Whoever it was, maybe it's the Athletic. They put out a bunch of different trade offers for every single team. So it's not just isolated to the Mets and Yankees.
Yeah.
But I do have one. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up now. I do have it for the Yankees. It's
I've got it if you can't find it.
Yeah, you go.
All right, so it's Spencer Jones, Will Warren, Carlos LaGrange, and Bryce Cunningham. Both of those guys are pitchers.
Okay.
Neither one is, let's see. So I was trying to
do that for Skubal, wouldn't you?
Do it right now.
Yeah.
Throw Dominguez in there, too. I'll still do it.
Well, exactly.
Honestly.
So that's the question. Is that package on par with I have no idea.
No, the Mets package is better.
So then why is that it for the Yankees? That's what I want to know. Why is that it for the Yankees if the Mets package is...
Because those are the Yankees' top prospects. They're those three between Spencer Jones, Cunningham, and LaGrange. Three of those guys are in the top 5 prospects for them.
No, he's right.
They're not as good as the Mets prospects are.
But we don't know if they're not as good. They might not be rated as high.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah,
yes, exactly. That's what I mean,
where right now are the farms? You're more into this. Where is the Mets farm?
Mets farm is terrific.
We have one of the best.
It's one of the top ones, yeah.
And where are we at with the Yankees?
I think the Yankees is good. It's not as good as the Mets. I'm looking at it now. Lombard is one. LaGrange, who I just mentioned, is proposed in this proposed deal. Elmer Rodriguez, who they expect to be up in 2027 pitcher. Spencer Jones 4, Bryce Cunningham 5.
Do any of them have nicknames?
Don't know. Don't care.
Do any of the Mets have nicknames?
Well, Jet. Is that his real name, or is it Jet?
Oh, it's his name, Jet. Yeah,
Definitely
like
Jet.
Evan's son, I believe.
That's Evan's son. That's true.
Yeah, I believe that's the case. All right, one more before we get back to the calls here. Jeff Passan posted on X. First baseman Kaz Okamoto, right-hander Kona Takahashi, they have been posted, joining Munetaka Murakami and Tatsuya Imai coming over from Japan this winter. So the posting windows are going to be, we have, a month or so, whatever it may be. Yep. Point is...
When's the press conference for the Dodgers, by the way?
See, I was going to go the other way here. I firmly believe the Mets and Yanks are getting at least one... Meaning each team will have one player from Japan.
Let me hear your reasoning as to why.
I just get the feel that it's happening. With Amaya, I believe, we were talking about it yesterday.
He's the pitcher, for those who don't know.
Yeah. With Amaya, I believe people were saying he's an East Coast guy.
Okay.
Which would lead me to think that, and there's been reports about the Mets and Yankees showing interest. I don't know. It's just a gut feel combined with maybe some of the intel that's been out there.
Yep.
I just feel like there's too much smoke. If the Dodgers aren't getting all of the players from Japan, there's like 4 or 5 guys coming over. We just mentioned them.
Yeah.
And the Mets and Yankees showed interest. It is New York. One of them, I don't know if it was Murakami. One of them, I believe.
Murakami's a lefty hitter, first and third baseman.
I believe he wanted to be a Yankee, or there was some thought to that. I would bet right now, maybe the Mets get the pitcher, the Yanks get one of the offensive players, put him at first base, maybe a little third, a little first. I mean, it would fit. I know he's not a great defensive player. You worry about some of the power. He can't hit the fastball. Point is, it's a draw. Like, we'd be intrigued to see him. It's fun.
It is fun. It's been a while.
There's an entertainment aspect to it. I would bet that both the Mets and Yankees come away with at least one player from Japan.
Now, when I said, when is the Dodgers press conference, obviously I'm being facetious, but it's also, derived on recent history. I actually kind of agree with you, and I'll tell you why. A little bit of a different reason. I think there's a fine line between going to join your countrymen and like that being a good thing, and also maybe being overshadowed by too many fellow Japanese players in one location. I would think on some level you want to kind of carve out your own identity. And if you keep going to the Dodgers and there's, 3, 4 prominent 5 if things change to 6 this offseason, you kind of dilute your impact on baseball, because I don't want to say that you offset each other, but I think the better play, if you really want to stand out, would be go somewhere in a massive market like here that doesn't have any right now.
But didn't we think that with Sasaki? I did. I
did a little bit.
Even before that, Yamamoto, I'm thinking, they got Ohtani, they're not getting Yamamoto, and then he goes there. And then Sasaki follows.
Yeah, but now that, yes, to an extent we did. We definitely did. But now we're at a point where the numbers are like so overwhelming. Yeah. Like, now you got Sasaki. You get now it's like 4 guys.
Yeah, right.
Now the other thing too. So
Kaz Okamoto is the first baseman.
Murakami is both.
Murakami's first and third, I believe. Amai is a pitcher, as we said, and Takahashi, I guess he's a right-handed pitcher.
Okay.
Kona Takahashi. But you have all those names, like they're not all going to the Dodgers.
No, I know. Murakami is the one. I remember seeing him just blindly. I saw something. Yeah. Sign him. I'm interested. Get him. Dude, I did some digging on him, and I've got to make sure that this is right, because there is no way that this could be accurate. And I tried to check it, and I didn't see anything that was to the contrary. So Murakami, number one, he's a little thick. All right, whatever. He's got a thickish body. I don't think he's going to be a good defender. That's not good. But I saw that in Japan, his batting average on fastballs, over on 93 and above, was 138.
Yeah, that would scare me.
Dude, you can't hit 93 is nothing in the year 2025.
But you just don't know. Matsui was supposed to be the greatest power hitter ever, and he was very good, but power wasn't his big thing. And Ohtani wasn't supposed to be a power hitter, and the guy's Babe Ruth. I mean...
Yeah, but at least those, when we were getting the scouting reports, which we're beholden to because we've never really laid eyes. Well, then you didn't see them at all. Now you got YouTube, whatever. You could dig into some scouting reports. Then, when you talk about Matsui and Ohtani, they were overly hyped up, like, and maybe it wasn't completely transferable. In the case of Matsui, not a big power guy, as you said, you're right. With Murakami, it's the opposite. Like, I'm hearing bad stuff. How the hell, in 2025... do you hit I think it was 143 against a 93 mile per hour fastball?
It just won't work here. It won't. I think the Yanks are getting either Okamoto or Murakami, and I think the Mets are going to get Imai. But we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a fun market to watch. And that one, at least we know when it starts and when it finishes. There's definitive dates on that after they were posted. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019. Nick in St. Augustine, Florida, has been holding a while. What's up, Nick?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you?
What's
up, buddy? Thank you.
I think there's a little overreaction, and don't jump on me with this with the Mets. I mean, I'm disgusted with the Mets last year. But the first half of the season, when they pitched well, they couldn't hit for a lick. They were like 28th, 29th in almost every category in the league. What they did in the second half was hit, but totally not pitch at all. I think they need to add a bat or two. I think that Bellinger, his offense is overrated compared to Nimmo. It's pretty much the same, and you could save $10 million. You could always slide Nimmo over to DH. I would get Tucker. I would save a spot or two for some of the young kids, but focus on the pitching, because in the beginning of the year, they were 15 games over 500, whatever it was. They were great. They were first place. It was because of the pitching, and they weren't hitting for nothing. If you just add a little bit of the hitting that they did, in the second half to how they pitched in the first half, they would have made a long run into the playoffs. So I think the defense thing, defense at first base, that's a little overrated too. It's a little over-worried about, I would say, not overrated, over-worried about. Keep Pete, go get DH, or move Nimmo to DH, go outfield, keep center field open for one of the kids, or you could grab like a Harrison Bader or something for now. Get rid of Vientos, Mauricio, and the Acuna. Batty's offensive numbers are almost the same as Bregman. I think Bregman did not impress me in Boston, of all places. He could have hit, a lot better than what he did in Boston. But you look at Batty's numbers; they're comparable to Bellinger, to Bregman. I wouldn't worry about Bregman. Just these are the three guys: Schwarber, Tucker, and then maybe Bellinger. But I'd rather have Schwarber and Tucker over Bellinger because his offensive numbers, too, is just the same as Nimmo.
Yeah, but you're just looking at offense. Where are they playing, Nick? It's not a bad call, and thank you for the call. A lot there. I vehemently disagree. I hate the idea of, well, they were good in the first half when they were pitching. If you just fix the pitching, they should be a good team. This is beyond last year. This goes back to 2022. It hasn't been good enough. You can't just try to patch it and say, okay, well, everything that happened last year for the good is going to happen again. So just get pitching now, and then they'll be great because they hit well last year for the most part. And then if you get good pitching, they're going to go on a playoff run. You can't count on everything that happened last year for the good being good again this year. It doesn't work like that.
It's a very dangerous game to play. I've kind of said the same thing. Well, the Yankees, I'm sure on some level in their minds, there's justification. Well, we got Garrett Cole coming back this year. We don't need to go bonkers. Why go out and get a Tucker or a Bregman or make a trade for this guy when Garrett Cole's going to make 25, 20. He's going to miss the first month for those of you who don't know. Make 25, 26 starts. And if we had Garrett Cole a year ago, instead of tying Toronto and losing on the tiebreaker, we would have won the division, would have, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe it's different. I don't know. And same with the Mets. I get that. You can't bank outside of like a Judge or a Soto, like the truly elite. You've got to expect a year-to-year replication as long as those guys are still in their primes, which they clearly are. But I'm with you. By the way, I did find this on Murakami. This is a stat. I want no part of this guy. Murakami struggled against fastballs. I was right, 93 and above, but I was wrong on the average. He hit 0.95 in 2025 and a 63% comp. That's a little geeky, whatever. This is since 2022. So here's the short version. 2025 season, an abysmal 0.95 against fastballs 93 or more. That's not 98, which, by the way, every flame-throwing stud out of the bullpen has, and every four-seam fastball for, I'd say about 40 to 50% of Major League Baseball at this point, a four-seamer, is above 95, if not 96. This guy can't touch 93. This guy's going to be a disaster.
Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. Can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. JC is in Pearl River. What's up, JC?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Good.
I just wanted to chime in on the NBA.
Oh, from the NBA. The earlier comment. Yeah, go ahead. We were talking about that earlier. About how
it was a while ago. But, anyway, I had a thought. And obviously the owners and the union and the salary capital, the money comes into play. I think the biggest problem to start it all out is the ticket prices, because there would be no argument from the fans if the ticket prices were not so extremely high and these star players missed the games, right? I mean, a year or two ago, I had heard a call that sticks in my mind. Some moron that, although his heart was in the right place, bought tickets and probably mortgaged his future to go see LeBron play the Knicks. And they went to the game and he didn't play.
Yeah.
And so that's really the impetus of the argument by the fans, right?
But, JC, think about it, and thank you for the call. We appreciate you holding on.
Buddy.
If you're saying that the argument is the ticket prices are high because there is a demand for the ticket. If nobody was willing to go see the Knicks or the NBA, we talk about this with Evan, how there's a demand even for Nets tickets because people are into the NBA. Fans want to go see the star players. So if there wasn't a demand for the tickets, the ticket prices would not be as high as they are. So you can't get mad at the league or the teams for raising the price of the tickets when they sell them.
Well, let me give you an example. Yeah, so I just looked this up on one of the secondary sources. And, all right, Knicks and the Bucks. Giannis is hurt. He's out, would you say, off about a week or two. So he will not play in this game. This is, 7 or 8 days from now. And I'm just looking at, what's available. And, obviously, courtside. You're sitting courtside, you get to spend. But it's $7,000 courtside. So that's just wacky.
It's actually not bad for courtside. I feel like.
I don't know if it's front row. I guess it's all relative. I don't think it's like we're spiking.
I felt like I heard front row was like $20,000, which is why
is that what it is?
I have no idea. Didn't we read that with Spike Lee's tickets or whatever
they
were?
Wasn't, but a lot of those are comp too.
Come on, those, who cares?
If you can afford it once, you can afford it twice.
Yeah,
put it that way, right?
Come on. I'll never sit there in my life.
Well, you did when I sent you there for St. John's.
For Johnny's. And it's not $7,000. and we got.
Want to go back this year? No, the point is, forget about those crazy seats, which none of us could relate to. I'm just looking at Bucks, Knicks. Giannis will not play, which is the point. And now you get into like the 200s, which is a good seat for sure. $400
per ticket.
I'm looking at one in like 206 behind the basket. Second level, $470 each.
Dude, I told you.
That's a lot of money for that.
I got the 2 tickets for my nephew for his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Early in the season, Knicks T-Wolves.
Yeah.
Same thing, behind the basket.
It's a great game, too.
200, well, he loved it. But $500 for a night, like that's...
Yeah, but at least Randall played. What my point is, Giannis isn't even going to play in this game.
At that point, Anthony Edwards, we were unsure if he was going to play.
True.
He ended up playing, but I'm thinking to myself, T-Wolves with no and Edwards, like, all right, Randall, he's not exactly the draw. Anyway, the ticket prices are absurd, but that's because of the demand. John is calling from Walling. I'm sorry, we need the breaks. John, hold on. We'll get to here. I lost track of time right there. There's another thing that I want to get to as well that I got to note about the farm system, so we can do that when we come back. BT and Sal on the Fan.
The home of the NFL on Westwood One is WFAN. Get ready for an AFC shootout with the Bills and Texans. 8:15 tonight.
Right down the middle and good.
Thursday Night Football is on the Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio apps.
I'm Dent Day from the BetMGM Network, here to help you beat the books. I'm taking Nick Chubb over 20.5 yards tonight on Thursday Night Football. Chubb isn't in his prime. He's not running back one in Houston, but this Buffalo Bills defense is awful at defending the run. They're 31st in the NFL, and I think Chubb will see his fair share of carries as they look to take something off the plate of Davis Mills at quarterback. So I like Chubb to go over 20.5 yards. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
We're counting down to Black Friday savings. It's the countdown to Black Friday at Nielsen Dodge. Hundreds of vehicles in stock with big savings off MSRP. Your countdown to the hottest deals is on now.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4, just $199 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Altitude X 4x4, just $224 a month.
We all know it's the biggest sale of the year, and Nielsen's going bigger than ever. You can count on 0 down payment, plus up to $1,500 overbook value for your trade, and the credit help you need.
On Route 10 in East Hanover, online at nielsendodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
The countdown is on. Don't miss out. At Nielsen,
Friday's in the driver's seat. Black Friday sales event. With approval term 24 months to its signed Cherokee 5794, Cherokee L 5819, add tax tag 498 dock and DMV fees.
The Hess truck's back and it's better than ever. Roaring engines this year. Hess race cars are here.
The Hess stock car racers are loaded with lights, sounds, and a powerful racing motor. Only at HessToyTruck.com. Free shipping and batteries included.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable, and one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, Depend is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 sold in Mississippi.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Every NFL Thursday is your chance to hit the
the jackpot on FanDuel, because with FanDuel's Thursday touchdown jackpot, you can win a share of $2 million in bonus bets each week. To get in on this Thursday's action, all you have to do is place an anytime touchdown scorer bet before the game kicks off. And if your player scores the first or last TD of the game, you'll win your bet plus a share of bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/Gio to take a shot at the jackpot. That's FanDuel.com/GIO for your chance to win a share of $2 million in bonus bets. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook, also the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must apply profit boost token on select market. Prize pool to be split equally among all eligible participants who made the correct first or last TD pick. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 21 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning, and you too can be so much more.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, neoyorquinos! Fast, reliable internet puede ser tuyo when you switch to Fios. Por tiempo limitado, combine Fios Home Internet and a line of mobile por solo $69.99 a month. Get unlimited welcome for $50 a month with autopay, plus taxes and fees when you bring your phone. And add Fios 300 Mbps for $19.99 a month with autopay, mobile plus home discount, and bonus discount. Visit your tri-state area Verizon store hoy mismo to get this limited time offer and switch to our reliable red 5G 100% fibra óptica for eligible new Fios internet and mobile customers. Both the 15 monthly discounts for Fios and bring your phone apply over 36 months. Mobile and home discounts enrollment required. 99 Fios setup charge applies. For unlimited welcome, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE might be temporarily slower than other traffic in times of congestion. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
This is Commissioner Idanis Rodriguez from the New York City Department of Transportation. Every time you're driving or riding, you make choices. They may feel small, like speeding or trying to beat the light. But the choices you make can have life-changing consequences for yourself and others. And in that moment, you'll wish you could take it back. One choice can change everything. You can't rewind a crash.
This winter, celebrate the joy of the season in a new all-electric SUV from Cadillac. Make every drive exciting with the innovative technology and optic. Arrive confidently with the sophisticated styling of Lyric. And discover the comfort of this spacious three-row Bistic. Experience EV luxury like never before at the season's best sales event. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Town back on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. Just a quick note before we get back to the close. We were talking about the Mets farm system and the Yankees. Joe DeMeo, who knows the farm system better than anybody, says that ESPN, Kylie McDaniel, I don't know who that is, but Kylie McDaniel from ESPN is the most up-to-date farm system rankings. Mets number 1.
Next, what, 15? Middle of the pack? Lower?
A little lower.
20s?
25.
Yeah. Wow, that's lower than I thought. Yeah.
Now, why do you think this? Seriously, how does that change? Is it because they made so many of these trades, like trading for Soto?
Part of it is some of the guys, like, again, we could say what we want about Dominguez, but once you get to the bigs, now you're no longer a prospect. That's number one.
What's the thing? Are they factoring in? I'm sure McLean is factored in there, but in my mind, he's not a prospect. He's going to be a big league starter.
Yeah, he's going to be the second or third. I mean, if they don't do anything else, he's the ace, but right now he should be the 2 or the 3. Yeah. I don't know. Listen, there's a high level of subjectivity with this stuff, so it's a very imperfect rating. I'm not saying that the Yankees should be much higher. I mean, their position players never impressed me. I mean, to be honest with you, I think their pitchers are very good that they bring up. The one thing in the Yankees' defense, and I'm not here to defend them because they've really bothered me with a lot of things they've done. But when you're constantly among the best records, regular season in baseball, you're not drafting 1, 6, 9,
what's the Dodgers' excuse? Dodgers win the World Series every year. They got the best farm system in baseball for years, and the Yankees have had that. Maybe it's a combination of being aggressive with the farm system as far as trades go. Maybe it's bringing guys up early. Like, really, Dominguez should, in my opinion, Dominguez, and you could argue Volpe, they should still be in the minor leagues. And if Dominguez was in the minors really tearing it up to the level that we expected, maybe that would give them a better ranking. Again, I have no idea how these things work. It just doesn't seem to make sense that they would fall that far, where they get generally a top 5, top 10.
Yeah. I mean, think about when the Yankee dynasty was born, and we all know those players. Now, Jeter was, number 6 in the draft, I think he was, and Pettit was later, and Mo was completely different signing. But, like, some of the Yankees' better players were drafted early, and that was on the heels shortly after, like, the Stump Merrill train wreck where the Yankees were basically the worst team in baseball. I'm just saying, if you're not picking top 10 very often, which they never do, you're not going to have access to the quote-unquote can't-miss prospects. But the Astros win a lot of games. They develop players. Dodgers win a lot of games. They develop players. It's not an excuse. It's just a little context.
John is calling from Wallingford, Connecticut. What's up, John?
What's up, Johnny?
Padres came out recently and said that they need to cut payroll because they're in financial straits. What do you think about Yankees going after a hard for Tatis? He's only making like $20 million the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And maybe for like left field. I mean, I think that would be a good move for them.
Doesn't he play right field?
How do they trade Tatis? I mean, don't you have to do other stuff? How do you get rid of Tatis if you're them? Really? They're going to trade Tatis? I'm not saying it's impossible.
That's what they were saying, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not saying that what you heard is completely wacky. They might. Listen, thank you for the call. There was a point where I was really worried about Tatis. Man, he'd take a swing, his arm would fall out of its socket. Remember that? Or he'd slide and he would dislocate his shoulder. He was really injury prone, not to mention the steroids, some other stupidity. I mean,
he's only 26, maybe 27.
You get your hands on him, you do it. I mean, he could run.
What's the contract? You have the contract?
Yeah,
I'm trying to look up his defense here.
Look at you jumping into the defensive metrics.
Well, no, not the metrics. I want to know what position he played because you said left field. I thought he was a right fielder.
Let's see. I got the numbers. You want them now, or you want to look what you're looking for?
No,
all right. So he's going to make $20 million this year, and then I'll just make this quick: 20, and then 25, 25, 36, 36, 36, 36,
Holy
36,
crap.
36.
What's the total?
He is still due. Looks like $292 million, and he's not available for free agency until 2035.
Yeah.
That's a massive commitment, man.
And the Mets and Yanks are out on him already. Not only the commitment, it's right field. He's a right fielder. I mean, they moved him to right field. So, I mean, you want to tell me, I was just seeing here, he played second base for a game back in 2023. Played a little center, DH, man, he's right field.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously came up as a shortstop. That's not happening anymore. So, no, you're looking at a right fielder turn DH. That's an albatross of a contract. That's
a bad one. That's bad. That's almost like Mike Trout's a couple of years ago.
And think about it. You'd think, okay, well, you could lock him up and maybe pay for it on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even getting great performance out of him now with all the nonsense that's gone on with him. You're not even winning now. I mean, he had 25 homers and 268.
I know. It's not like he's banging 43 and hitting 309 with a 970 OPS. He's not that guy.
He was when he first came up, obviously.
Yeah.
2021, he had 42 homers, drove in 97 runs.
Was he juicing? I mean, when did he get benched?
Oh, well, probably, yeah. And before that, it was 22, probably, because the year after he got nailed.
Exactly.
You know, I had a dream about A-Rod, all that talk that we were talking about A-Rod last week, and then watching the show, probably it was a week ago, Thursday. A-Rod was in my dream. And it was me and him talking. I don't know if we were hanging out or what.
Spotting each other at the gym.
Rubbing oil on each other.
No, I didn't mean that.
In Central Park.
A-Rod's got the 95-pound dumbbells. Sal's got the 15-pounders.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's control the negative. But no, so I was like, dude, you got to just tell me, when were you doing it? What years were you juicing?
You were trying to get to the bottom of this.
And he said, now, again, this was just a dream, total dream. He's like, the whole time. And he said it with like a smile on his face. But yeah, that's what my question is about A-Rod. Because again, I'll try to watch that episode tonight, the third and final installment of Alex versus A-Rod on HBO. It's been great the first two, but I was so into it that it must have carried over into my dream. And I'm like, man, I really just want to know. Because even my wife, we're watching it together. She's like, he did it again. The second episode ended with him getting nabbed again.
Oh, yeah. Remember all those benchmarks he had? Like you pass Willie Mays, you get $30 million from the Yankees. I mean, he was. I'd love to know when he started as well. But you asked me the Christmas party. I'm sure that would be a good conversation starter.
I mean, well, at some point, you like to get him in studio and have that conversation again and just get the honesty. He'll probably never own up to it truthfully, but I'd be lying to you if I said my feel wasn't with the Mariners, probably not. He even said it with the Rangers. He started to feel like he had to live up to this enormous contract and the pressure.
Yeah.
And he was so much better than anybody else. It's hard not to speculate and doubt the legitimacy of it. I know he was a great player and believe he could have been great without it. But once you get nabbed for it, there's always going to be the doubt about, well, when did it start?
Oh, my God, yeah. That's the biggest question.
Yeah.
It really determines a lot. Like, I don't think Bonds was doing it early.
But that's the point. With Bonds, I think there's a clear delineation.
Yeah, went to San Francisco, the Balco lab.
Yeah, and
he went out west.
You see what he was with the Pirates physically versus what he was with the Giants physically. You can see the demarcation.
Yeah.
You can see the demarcation.
Sure.
Whatever.
That works.
With A-Rod, I'm not so sure it's as cut and dry with that.
I don't think it is either. There were some people who thought he did in high school at Westminster. I mean, when that first happened, report, I don't know, when that report first came out, there were some people who traced it. No real evidence, but there were some people who theorized that that's when it started. He had a totally different body. Like Alex was, and is 6'3". When he came up with Seattle, certainly. But again, he was a kid.
I know.
And like man weight, this is why it's hard to determine. Bonds is easier, but man weight versus, young, late teen weight is a very different thing.
Right. I mean, we're talking about 25 years old when he was with Texas for the first time.
Yeah.
25 years old, your body's still not
fully developed at that point, no.
Kim is calling from Westchester. What's up, Kim?
Hi, I was calling for BT.
Hey, Kim.
Hi, BT.
What's happening, Kim?
I love it. You just got my attention because I'm mixed race. I'm half Asian and half black. I'm a Mets fan all the way.
Okay.
All the way. But I have to tell you that I was so intrigued by the Dodgers game with Yamamoto, their second pitcher, I think his name was Rocky, then, of course, Yamamoto and Ohani.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about the Mets and what everybody's doing, big office, front office, ownership. I think that there's a huge miss with the Mets. They're in Queens. Queens has, like, the largest percentage of Asians. 26% of the population of Queens are Asian.
Very high number. That's true.
Yeah. And out of New York, Asian New Yorkers, they're 47% in Queens. So my biggest thing is I think that we as Mets people are missing the cultural intrigue to attract high-level players like a Ohtani 2.0 to come to Queens, because I think there's a lot of things the organization can do to make Asian Americans or mixed-race Asians or Asian players. You're not just bringing over Ohtani. You're bringing over his wife. You're bringing over his dog. You're bringing over the family. They want to come to Queens. They want to come to New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the team, the organization itself, need to be a little bit more cultural intelligent to attract the players. So we should have to be in competition with the Yankees.
Well, Kim, let me ask you. It's a very interesting thought. And, yeah, I mean, if I was going to go play baseball in Japan as an Italian, Irish, as I am, I'd want to know that I was at least, in where I was comfortable. And,
Exactly.
I had some – I get that. But how do you do that is the question. Like, how do the Mets and even at this point the Yankees change that dynamic? I mean, you can't change neighborhoods. What do you do to sell Asian players that Queens and I know you're talking about Queens, but even the Bronx would be more appealing to these players? What do you actually do outside of pay them?
Well, as a mixed race person, half Asian, I would say that ultimately they should be aware of the traditions and some of the cultural norms that happen in whether they're coming from Japan, they're coming from Taiwan, whether they're coming from China.
Yeah, but Kim, Steve Cohen flew to Japan to wine and dine Yamamoto.
Had him in his apartment. Remember that?
If I'm Yamamoto's family, Steve Cohen, great. Bring him in. Steve Cohen should have brought a number 2 that has some type of Asian heritage into the home that could educate him. I'm not sure if he understood about taking off his shoes. I'm not sure if he understood about how they serve tea.
Okay.
I don't know if he knows the cultural norms. I'm not saying that just because he's a multi-billionaire, trillionaire, doesn't mean they're not listening to him. Yep. But if you have brought someone next to them that has the cultural DNA makeup, it would make them feel like, okay, you are out of
Oh, she dropped off.
The one friend, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
But ultimately, on a side note, you brought up the Italians. I know my father's actually German, and I watch. I'm a huge tennis fan. And one thing they could do to bring into the fans into this thing is there's so many.
We get a bad line there.
Yeah, I was curious where that next line was going. It's funny because I don't know what percentage that she said, but I know this just, being at St. John's for all these years, like there is a very high Asian population in Queens. She's absolutely right. and I'll trust her to the number. But one thing I remember leaning on with Soto, I'm like, there's no higher concentration of Dominicans than in the Bronx. I'm like, well, Juan Soto's not going to leave that.
Right.
And like she was kind of talking about like a level of familiarity and comfort where Juan Soto obviously would have had that in the Bronx. And I know there's Dominican concentration in Queens as well, not as high as the Bronx, but I think every player is different, and her point about having somebody next to Cohen, next to Howe, next to Casper, next to Stearns that can make the player feel more comfortable.
But the Yankees,
I'm sure they do that already, though.
That's what I mean. When the Yankees were recruiting Yamamoto, I forget about Sasaki, but they had Matsui.
Matsui presented him a jersey.
Yeah, that's
Remember?
what I'm saying. He was involved in that.
He was. He actually was.
I forget what the details were with the Mets, but I know that they were there in Japan to see him. I feel like Steve Cohen would have done all that he could to honor the traditions, whatever he may be. And I'm sure he's not alone in this. I'm sure he's doing research and trying to make everybody feel comfortable.
If somebody, I mean, when you are that level of wealth, of affluence, I mean, it comes from your awareness of the world and your relationships and being able to connect with every crevice of the world is especially in finance, a fairly high level. I'd be very surprised if Cohen didn't take the steps. Now, maybe he just didn't want to go there. I don't think it was because he didn't hit it out of the park and make those guys feel comfortable.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll finish up on the phones when we get back. 888-808-1019. Sumo! World Championship Sumo. The biggest show makes its debut at the historic Westchester County Center on January 30th. Witness World Championship Sumo live at the County Center in White Plains for a fun Friday night for family and friends. Celebrate the world's oldest sport. I didn't know that. It's the world's oldest sport. Sumo makes the biggest holiday gift. Tickets are on sale tomorrow, 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. World Championship Sumo returns to New York January 30th at the Westchester County Center.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
It was somewhat of an entertaining game.
Yeah, sure, but it was the Giants go down, they score first, right, which we've seen a million times.
Yes.
They have a lead late against a team that has a better record than they do, and then they don't win the game.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. It's that time of year. Reports are coming out in Philly that teammates are frustrated with quarterback Jalen Hurts. That Hurts isn't running the plays they work on during the week and doing his own thing. But you can't argue with the results. They look bad on offense, no doubt, but they're 8-2. Hurts has just thrown one interception all season long. Even if the reports are true, their conservative approach is working. Hurts might not be for everyone, but he knows how to win. I'm Andrew Perloff.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your favorite neighborhood spots run unsquare. You know the ones. Maybe it's the popular shop that just opened a new location by you, or the big sports bar that's always packed on game day. These places make the neighborhood, and the money spent there stays in your community. Square powers more than 4 million neighborhood businesses worldwide. To learn more, go to square.com, or just stop by your favorite local business. See you in the neighborhood. Square.
Good Morning Football Overtime. All about the NFL because it's made by the NFL. Breaking down the headline stories with exclusive insider access from players to the coaches, plus some of the biggest names in entertainment. Stop by. Catch Good Morning Football Overtime. Weekdays at 12 noon on My 9.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. The new center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone, too, for my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile.
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
It's the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. So don't just hang your own lights. Venture out and look for the northern lights. Drink cocoa on the beach. Or be a drive-by karaoke caroler. Because every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So you can take holidays to places they've never been. See your local Kia dealer or visit Kia.com to learn more. Kia, movement that inspires.
See Kia dealer for warranty details. Event ends 12/1/25.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
My perfect day has sand, salt, water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. You've got a big day. So you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppables beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison. And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing it in the car during the holidays.
I do love that. We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Everyone from 1 to 116 would love Chick-fil-A's chicken nuggets.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Once upon a time, Dunkin' made the perfect donut, and from its center came something even better. Dunkin' Munchkins, tiny bites of joy made from the dough they scooped right out of the middle. This holiday season, Dunkin' Munchkins remind us that even the smallest of things can mean the most, like laughing with friends or enjoying the last Munchkin in the box. So grab a box of 3, 5, 25, or 50. Share them, gift them, or just keep them all to yourself. We won't tell. It's Dunkin' Munchkins, proof that something so small can be the best bite of all. The holidays run on Dunkin'.
Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Today's call of the day brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating expert. Phil is calling from Dublin, PA. What's up, Phil?
Bregman is on the decline. I would not make a case for Alex Bregman.
Who do you think's better, Bregman or McMahon?
McMahon is a great fielder.
No, I didn't ask you that. I said who. First of all, Bregman's a great fielder as well.
Bregman's better.
It's not even close. It's not even close. So you're saying.
So what? What are you going to get, a year out of Bregman?
No. I'm asking you, who's the better player? And if we could get to the point where we all know, so I just want to hear you say it, who's the better player, McMahon or Bregman?
Bregman's better.
Okay, so why don't you want
Bregman's better?
Well, okay, agreed. So then why don't you want the better player is what I'm asking.
Because he's going to be 32 years old.
So what?
Okay? And I already learned from DJ LeMahieu. There's already a model of buying a player who's on the decline.
Yeah.
We got 1 or 2 good years out of him, and then he fell apart.
Phil, hold on. I got to insert. Phil, hold on. Phil.
Bregman's on his way down.
Gotcha.
He's on his way down.
I don't really disagree with that. I've got to insert one thing, though, here. You make it seem like Ryan McMahon's 24. In a month, Ryan McMahon literally turns 31 in December.
I know, but his skill set as a fielder, he's not going to lose that.
Bregman's still a great fielder.
You're paying, what is it, 16
mil.
16 million a year for a guy who's got no stick. He's got no stick.
He is a great third baseman.
He is a great third baseman.
Sam, thank you for the call. All right, there you go. Caller of the day. In case you missed anything, check it out on the free Odyssey app. Let's get some calls in here, BT, before we say goodbye. Sonny in Malvern, we couldn't get to him yesterday. He's with us again. What's up, Sonny?
Hey, thanks, guys. I got a A-Rod thing, and then, if you don't mind, a really fun time machine thing. A-Rod thing, very fascinating. Obviously, I think his insecurities come from his father leaving him when he was 8 years old. And the weird thing about that thing was, and that's where I think he's obsessed with baseball, the Katie Couric thing. Did you see that?
Yes.
That was very strange. I think he did that to set her up to go on 60 Minutes and lie about, the steroids. And he also, used Big Mike, by the way. That.
Well, they're going to show that, I would assume, in episode 3 here, this one that airs tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Mike defending him. It was the only guy that I remember defending A-Rod, saying everybody was using steroids, but they were targeting A-Rod. Anyway, Time Machine, guys. I was watching a really good Time Machine movie the other day, young Christopher Reeve, and I thought about relating it to sports. If you guys could go into a time machine and go back to one sporting event in history, which one would it be? And I'll tell you mine. Mine is Ali Frazier at the Garden. My best friend at the time, his father actually was the referee, Arthur McCanny, for that fight. So that'd be mine. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Sonny.
That's a fun question. I've been asked this before, and I've given you a very strange answer. I mean, easy thing is, I wish I was there. Name it. That means I have a Jets Super Bowl. Knicks, Frazier. I was 73. I almost always go back, I don't know why, to Bobby Jones. I know this is crazy. It's an odd one.
In the 2000 playoffs you're talking about against the Giants. Bobby, the one hitter.
No, Bobby Jones, the golfer.
Oh, okay.
No, from the 1920s or 30s. When he was an amateur, he never got professional status. He was a lawyer, went to Georgia Tech, just a very interesting golfer. I mean, one of the best of all time. But to me, to be able to go to, number one, it's over 100 years ago, which I would find incredibly interesting to be walking somewhere in our world 100 years ago. I kind of go with something like that, really off the map. Anything jumping out to you?
No.
Nothing?
I mean, the first one that immediately comes to mind is Game 6, 1986. But that's probably an obvious one. But then you start making me think the old Yankee Stadium. I would have loved to have been able to go to Ebbets Field. You know how much we love baseball. You talk about the Polo Grounds, Ebbets Field, Yankee Stadium. I wish I could go to a game. If I could go in a time machine, I'd go with my grandfather and his brother to Yankees, Giants, Dodgers games. I'd like to experience that.
Little Willie, Mickey, and the Duke kind of deal?
I can't. I know that they were, my grandfather was a Yankee fan. His brother was a Giant fan. So to be involved, one of my cousins actually just passed away, was a diehard Giant fan. It's to go to a game then with all those three, to experience that.
It's a good one.
You know what I'm saying?
It's actually great. Well, I didn't know we were going to incorporate family. Way to one-up me there and make me look
I didn't really give it much thought. I'm just thinking
it's a good one.
As we think through it, the history of New York, and then I was thinking about my family because I know that they were around to experience that.
I like it. It's a good call. My dad went to Ebbets all the time. I mean, Flatbush Avenue.
June 19th, 1846.
Was what?
First baseball game ever. That's what I'd like to go to.
Oh,
why? Well, because I bet I would jump on the field and I bet I'd crush everybody.
Be good. Now batting, Pete Hoffman. Hey, trivia, since you're talking the first baseball game ever, where was the first ever night game? What stadium?
Not Wrigley Field.
Nope. I know. I was the last one against the Mets. You know the answer?
What?
Cincinnati Reds. Had the first night game, yeah.
What was the name of the stadium? Crosley Field?
Crosley, Forbes, I think, was the Pirates. I think it may have been Crosley.
All right, that does it for us. Thanks to Dove, as always. Thanks to Hoff, as well. Thanks to everybody who listened and called. We appreciate each and every one of you. Back again tomorrow for a Football Friday at 10 a.m. Evan and Tiki, they're coming up next.
The Scarlet Knights strike first. The Scarlet Knights head to Ohio to take on the defending champion and current #1 team in the nation, the Buckeyes. High noon Saturday.